more.
I make
What's
more
up, fellow pickers?
money doing
Is John going to join? Yeah, John's going to join. Me and John are having fun hanging out on Friday nights. What are you talking about? So, welcome to the show. Let's see who's here this morning, this evening, whatever it is. My parts are being squeezed so much I can't even think. Kathleen reminded me to go get a drink, so thanks, Kathleen.
I gotta make one.
Roll Tide RG, James W, Mr. Tracy, Flip It Good, Amazon. The better flipping ain't easy. Lissa, Trina. All right. So if you didn't watch, so if y'all didn't watch the show this morning, y'all missed a treat on Larry Todd's channel this morning.
What's up, John?
Hey,
I'm gonna have to cut these things off in a minute. So
It looks like one cocktail left, I guess.
So if y'all ever wondered how big the 3Xs really are.
That lost 10 pounds.
You can see the.
I didn't want to see this.
Somebody screenshot.
Somebody screenshot it quick.
That's your next thumbnail.
How do y'all women want to wear stuff that sucks stuff in? This stuff hurts.
Wow. That's your next
Yeah, you're
thumbnail.
telling me it's a good thing. Sorry.
You can call Scott Jose Cuervo because you just seen his worm.
That was my best Michelle Obama impression.
When you turned around, I saw a lot of cottage cheese.
Ooh.
Oh.
Now you hurt his feelings, John.
You saw pants. You saw pants because I don't have an ass, so you saw pants.
Yeah, he has a
Oh, okay.
He ain't
Yeah,
naked.
That was great.
Yeah,
It's the closest you'll.
so the other John had an interesting point in their chat, and really, it's the first of the year, and folks, thanks for joining us. 49 people so far. If your feelings are easily hurt, please go ahead and tell us have a good night and move on, because I'm here to tell you right now, through all the struggles, if you're not willing to fight, if you're not willing to compete, eBay's never going back to where it was. When they say they're going to fix it, it doesn't mean they're going back to like it was, folks. You just need to go ahead and quit. I'll save you the trouble, the heartache. You don't have the inner stamina, the inner fortitude to be a reseller. And it's not the reselling part. It's the fact that as a reseller, you are a small business owner, and you have to function as a business owner. And I hate to be the one to have to tell you the bad news that if you can't compete, if you can't follow rules, if you can't take advantage of the situation, and you can't react to change, you need to have a boss, someone who does that for you, and you need to be an employee. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of people that are very happy with their lives being employees, but folks, there was she seemed like a nice young lady in your show a few minutes ago, and was struggling with whether to quit or not. And
That's Samantha?
yeah, and I'm thinking she's really nice, but she doesn't have the intestinal fortitude to do this. Folks, there are going to be good and bad days. Whenever you work for yourself and you don't have a steady paycheck, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be good, there's going to be bad, and you got to be prepared to get through them. I'm listening to a book right now. I'm almost done. We're going to talk about it Monday night. Profit First.
I just downloaded that.
Yeah, so he talks about his profit first stuff in the first part of the chapter, and he gets to the nitty gritty of really running a business and making, and doing those kind of things in the last half. He talks about, if your numbers are that bad, you're probably gonna have to fire some people to get back to right. You're probably gonna have to change some things, and it's reselling today is not going to be the same as reselling in 2025. There's going to be things that happen this year that you're not going to see. I started talking about last week, the influencer and the live selling and all that kind of stuff. If you don't believe me, go look at what happened to TikTok and TikTok Shop. It has gone nuts. I mean, and God bless the people that sell on whatnot. I can't do it. I can't stand to sit there and watch That's not for everybody. But look at all the ones that are. There are plenty of people making lots of money. Because something is not right for you doesn't make it wrong. It's just to make it right for you. I think there's a generation out there right now that thinks that if it's not right for them, it's wrong for everybody. They do the same thing with their beliefs. If you don't believe like me, you're completely wrong. No, that's true. All of us are individuals. All of us are different. We all have different likes, interests, skills, and beliefs. It doesn't make any one of us better than the other one. It just doesn't. So that's my rant. I started out with a rant for you, John. So
I'm like, you've been taking notes. You've been taking notes to have a diatribe at the beginning. I think it's good to have a little diatribe at the beginning of a live stream. It sets the tone of the conversation. A lot of people are like, well, why do you keep talking about the same thing? Because a lot of people are having problems, and it's like if you continually run out of gas, well, why would you talk about, well, maybe I need to buy a new battery? No, start buying gas for your damn car and you won't be running out of gas.
Whoa.
There you go. Look how big these things are.
Wow, that was...
I thought Scott was getting ready to start making pizza.
Did you just rip that?
Wow.
Ooh,
That's a huge...
Those are ginormous.
I only have like 6,700 more to go. Let's go.
Please tell me those weren't a return that was open.
But I say a lot of these. No, they were new. I say a lot of these things to wake some of you up and wake some people up because, see, the one thing I think YouTube does a disservice is we show you all the happy moments. We show you all the look what we found. We show you all the this. And nobody tells you the blunt, honest truth to wake you up, to let you know that this, if you love reselling, you'll absolutely make it and you'll find a way and you'll fight. But if you're just doing this to get rich, and the videos are lying to you, there's an easier way to get rich. There's easier ways to make money. That job and this passion that you're following, 60, 70 hours a week. Every reseller I know works 60, 70 hours a week. And the ones that don't go back to work for somebody else because it takes work.
Yeah, sure.
Am I selling parachutes? Yeah, that was a parachute or a car cover. Take your pick. The answer to I can tell a lot about people, about sellers, by the way they reacted to what happened at eBay last year. Did you fight through it, or did you sit around and woe pitiful me and not sell anything and wonder why is the work come to an end? Did you pivot? Did you have any kind of reaction, or were you just the victim of all of this? It says a lot about. It just does, and like I said, there's no right or there's no wrong, but you got to figure out what side you're on. Is this your passion? If it's the first thing I ask people when they talk about reselling is, why are you doing this? Why? Because there are going to be tough times, and you need to know why. And is this really something that means something to you, or you have something pushing behind you that can push you through the tough times? There are tough times coming, folks. If you don't think 2024 is going to be a shit show, it's just started out. What Epstein is going to go downhill. It's just going to continue to go downhill. Look at all the craziness that's happening right now. You know what this tells me? If they're releasing this right now, something terrible is happening, and they've got us all distracted away from it. That's what it tells me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, left, right, middle, agnostic, whatever.
Have you seen all the new disclaimers in the insurance policies coming out for 2024? Everything that starts January 1 or beyond.
No, what is that?
Most insurance carriers would have an exclusionary paragraph that says something to the effect that they will do their best to provide services during times of war, pandemic, what was the other one? War declared or undeclared, like three or four other things. Now, all of them that I've seen so far, and I've seen other people talk about it, says will not cover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy, folks, and
get your arm blown off and try to go to the hospital and be like, "We're sorry, but that's not covered underneath your insurance." I'm glad I live in Missouri. We're in the middle of the country.
So I would tell you now is the time to, if you're sitting around waiting for the platform or something to change, you're doing it wrong. You need to. It's time to get rid of expenses. It's time to buckle down. It's time to make it a lean reselling business. It is.
I can tell you what
how do you get the
people
tough
need
times?
to stop selling people need to stop selling the things that they want to sell and sell the things. Like, one of the things I respect about John is that I see him selling a lot of not the wants, but the needs. And if you want to make money, you know what? It's either you go to work and you dig a ditch for someone else, or you stay at home and you work for yourself. So, like, of course, you see all these brand new YouTubers out there making these YouTube channels, talking about selling video games and everything that's fun and exciting and toys and collectibles. But those guys are making money on YouTube AdSense. They're not making money selling that stuff on whatnot. They're buying that stuff so that they can build their base, so that they can create more content, so they can make more money on YouTube. So, like, if you want to make money, go out there and part out appliances and find the stuff that the other people aren't buying. Because I can tell you, over the past 2 days, I have sold almost $2,000 worth of stuff that people would be like, wow, that sells. I bought a Transit at an auction for $50, and it was in a container that fit into another container, and I sold that thing for over $300 to a guy. Like, that's not good YouTube content.
That was a really good deal for that person who bought it.
Yeah. And that's not good YouTube content, but that's good John Johnson content, because then he gets to keep his store and put all my weird stuff in it. So, like, quit listening to people. If you're not getting results listening to Flappy Haired Picker, then quit watching them. Watch guys like Scott.
Hey, that's my favorite channel.
Flappy Haired Picker.
Don't you dare talk about my favorite channel like that.
Yeah, why you
You
busting?
need to be watching. Yeah, I want to say something real quick. I was in John's chat earlier, and somebody was moaning about what he was talking about. It's his show. He can talk about whatever he wants to talk about. He's a successful YouTuber. He's a successful eBayer. You know what? Maybe you should listen to him. Maybe you should say, hey, this guy knows what he's doing. He's talking the talk and walking the walk, and he ain't out there making 6 figures on YouTube. He's making it reselling. And you look for people. You know what? Scott's listening to all these audiobooks. He ain't listening to an audiobook by me, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but he's listening to all these audiobooks by people that are giants of the shoulders that we stand on how to become a better business person. That's my rant for the evening.
Yeah, it's look out there. There's no better books on how to be a better reseller. It's how to be a better business person, how to be, it's
a better human.
A better human. Absolutely. There's a lot, and how to do things. Reselling is just the business aspect of running a small business. And we don't talk about it enough, that you're running a small business and you need to give yourself credit, but you also need to understand how difficult that is. Was it in 5 years, 90% of small businesses don't make 5 years, folks. 90%. We act like all these people have started reselling and they act that eBay is unfair and this and that. Man, stuff happens in business and stuff happens all the time. 90% of small businesses don't make it 5 years. 90%.
Yeah, Pat Dees had cancer, and he outsold I like to compare his numbers from last year against some of these people that create content. I bet you he sold more with cancer than some of these people out here making videos. So, like, follow the people. Like, it might not be exciting content to devour, but you know what? I went to school for 12 years and went to college for 3 more, and I never enjoyed a minute of it, but it all made me a better person.
And the one thing I like about the Profit First guy is, and we'll talk about this Monday night. Trina's going to help me with that. So is John, Big John, not either one of these Johns, but the real John, Grumpy John.
We're fake Johns, John.
OG John.
Yeah, OG John.
Overly grumpy.
And it really talks about priorities are all so screwed up. It's businesses should make money and take care of you from the beginning. And I've never had anybody to teach me that. I've made enough bad decisions, and I'm surprised I've made it 10 years. It's a wonder I've made it 10 years. So how I've been doing this 10 years, and I feel terrible about the business part of it. So what am I doing? I'm actively seeking to change my knowledge base and the things I do to be a better business person, to be a better reseller. Nobody tells you that on YouTube. Nobody tells you that in order to continue to resell and to be a better reseller, they tell you find different stuff to buy. It's all what you're picking. A lot of it ain't what you're picking. A lot of it is you suck at business, and I suck at business. I'll be the first one to tell you. Don't look for me for business advice because I'm as inexperienced as the rest of you, and so. But at least I'm smart enough to realize how dumb I am and trying to do something about it. So, I challenge you to work on yourself, work on your business skills. You'd be amazed how much better reseller you are. These numbers that John makes a video of that talks about, listing quality, all these things won't be foreign to you if you have a concept of business and can think through numbers and see how they affect you. It's amazing. Yeah, Tommy, nobody tells you that. Most of the YouTubers pay their money. But believe me, I got a big channel, but I ain't one of them. My YouTube checks suck because I made a decision long ago that I'd rather be a reseller. And there's nothing wrong. I don't have any hate for any of them. All the big YouTubers, man, enjoy you. I wish they'd show reality a little bit more, but they don't. But that's okay.
I've been having more fun with it lately, though. I've been having more fun with it lately, though. Playing with the thumbnail, the AI, and all that. That's fun.
So, Fast Flip Talk says most resellers are struggling, don't have any idea what to pick. So it's a little easier on Amazon because Amazon gives you a little more information about self. Well, no, they both give you sell-through rates. I don't think we talk about turning over money fast enough and what turning over your inventory value. See, these are the business things that nobody talks about. How much does it cost a long-term hold versus a short flip? How much? Oh my God, I can't sell that for that. I need $3 more. How long? What does that cost you over 30 days, 60 days, 90 days that you turn down to $3 to hold a $30 item for another? You know what I mean? How many times because you have flipped the $30 again and again and again?
That's the key. You nailed it,
Dave. When I first met you and you were learning this and carrying on, we had a lot of long time. You got to the point where I don't care what I'm selling; they're just widgets.
There's widgets.
You become unemotional. You got to become unemotionally attached to the item. It's just a widget. It's just something you're selling.
Easiest way.
Yeah, Home Power System says I got him watching resales on YouTube. He still does. Thanks from Colorado. There's some good ones out there. Don't get me wrong. There. What the hell, Mr. Sadie?
Wow.
So there is one benefit to YouTube that we don't talk about enough. You meet a lot of great humans. And Larry, I thank you so much. You're absolutely one of them. One day I'm gonna meet you in person, Larry, but maybe I'll meet you and John at the same visit. So in case y'all missed it, I haven't talked a lot about it, but I hadn't made a decision that I was going to turn my Amazon more into a wholesale business. And the more I thought about it, the more I decided I hated that idea because that's not who I am. I like to chase.
Hold it back.
So and the last few days I have gone back into chasing retail arbitrage. Which
just when you thought you were out, we pulled you back in.
Pulled me back in.
It's like walking up to that store and going inside and going, am I going to find a whole shelf of that one item? It's just,
There's some satisfaction when you put 30 of an item on the counter and look at the little young lady and said, I bet you didn't expect a bald beard man to buy all these feminine products today, did you? She didn't have any idea what to say. I mean, it was great. She didn't have any idea what to say.
That's a lot of tampons, sir.
They had those Playtex sport tampons that they discontinued. And I went into my Walmart and they had like 20 boxes on the shelf. So I gathered them all up and just put them in my arm. I didn't even grab a cart. I thought there'd be like maybe 2 or 3 boxes. And I go up to the counter and I throw them on the conveyor belt. The lady just looks at me. I said, "Don't ask. It's a heavy month." And she just started checking them out.
So you went into that store with no confidence. You didn't grab a cart.
So the first store had 15. The first store had 15 of the same item, and the lady looked at me. She was shaking her head, and I'm like, "You don't really want to know." She goes, "I guess you're stocking up for a bad month." I'm like, she was outstanding. We laughed. I talked to her for a few minutes. I really have missed the retail arbitrage side. You meet a lot of cool people out there. You meet, and I'm an introvert, and I meet people, which is weird, really weird. So I don't know how many videos I make of that because the things I buy versus what other people will buy and why they don't. Unless you have the knowledge to understand why I buy something, me telling you what I bought does no good. And most of the time I won't tell you till after I'm done with it anyway, and then you'll really get hurt because if you don't understand, if you're not the business person you need to be, and you don't understand supply, simple economics of supply and demand. Jennifer, you've been with me when we bought. You pushed one of the damn baskets of bras when I bought 2 bras. It was before the Kmart in Vegas closed. We were out there in Vegas for eBay Open, and Jennifer was pushing one of the carts. I was pushing the other. We were full of bras. Maybe I have a problem I need to deal with. Who knows? Don't tell Joni. She's in there. She don't need to know all this crazy shit. But I say all this stuff. Some of it's laughing, joking, but a lot of it's really serious. Folks, get your business house in order. If you don't know how to, this is a great time to learn. There's so much information out there. You truly you're just throwing numbers at the wall if you don't understand what you're doing and why you're. It's hard to help you when you don't. Just telling you, "Oh, go buy this." When you've got other people saying, "Just buy thousands of stuff from the bins for malls," if you just list. I'm telling you, those days are over.
Yeah, my store's on its way down. I just fell below 2,700 items, and this month I plan on going down and going through my items. And if it doesn't have a higher sell-through rate, now here's the deal. Like, I've had this conversation with other resellers and said that I'm not on board with every item in your store, because J-Rad Flips said this the other day on his live, saying that, he's wanting to go for like 75% sell-through rate. And I'm like, man, if I have this item here and it sells in 2 years for $400 and I paid $10 for it, I'm going to let that son of a buck ride until somebody comes along and buys it. But for the most part, I'm done listing because you're right, Scott. I mean, they've done something, they've changed something, and I think the high velocity, high sell-through rate items are the future for resale on eBay. I think they're gonna. It's like I've said it before. It's like YouTube. If you put out a video with a good thumbnail, a good line, a good topic, and it gets picked up and it gets pushed out, that like you're gonna do really well with it. But if not, I think they're gonna. Like, if you just put out a dumb video, they're going to cut the traffic to it, and it's not going to get any views. I think the YouTube algorithm is very similar to eBay.
Yeah, there's so many people that don't understand what their actual numbers are, that they don't know whether they're making money or not. They're just kind of just floating by.
I
can't source this one because I need to pay a bill. Hey, Pat Dees, what's up, man?
Somebody call the fire department. Dave's on fire.
Yeah, man, Dave's not here.
I don't think they understand the cost of an item whenever they agree to promote it at like 12%. A lot of this stuff, if people understand their numbers, the promotions will not be as high as they are. If you understood that you're giving eBay almost 25% because you're listening to them and trying to compete with them, and you can't afford to give them 25% because you pay too much for the item to begin with. it's a terrible cycle because you're not a good business person. You need to understand the business side. The most important thing is the buy. You've got to evaluate the item, where to sell it, how long will it take to sell it, what's it going to sell for? What's your cost? What's that percentage? What are the fees going to be? You've got to be able to make a split decision on all that. On an
But
item.
it makes me laugh when people say, I've done everything right. Well, wait, you forgot about the buying part.
Yeah.
Right. They want to pretend like the buying part ain't part of it, but they've done everything right. How can you say that if you haven't done the first part right?
Right. You didn't even get step one right.
But it's because they saw it in a video that somebody told them this is what to buy, and they have no idea. They've not evaluated condition and comparables or anything.
Well, here's another thing people do too. So, okay, there's nothing wrong with making a bad buy. I do it, right? You make a bad buy, but
many of it.
Get out of it. Don't sit and hang on to it because I'm gonna fucking make that extra $2. No, get your fucking money back and get out of it.
Yeah.
Move on, put the money into something else and be done with it,
Yeah.
Hang out with I gotta make a profit. I can't break even. Fuck, I'll take less even sometimes.
Folks, I think this is 100% true. Amazon selling 99. There's a lot of the whining and complaining that they're going to make it to 2024. They didn't make it to 2023. This is going to be a year of parsing out and really clearing. So many people started during the pandemic when everything sold, and there was dumb money in the market. And it's you didn't take time to learn because everything sold. You didn't have to, and now it's come full circle. It's absolutely insane, and this is going to be a crazy year. Interest rates are going to. John just disappeared like the alien got him or something. His internet's so bad he just went poof. One of my phones. So I challenge you to really evaluate. It's a great time of the year to sit down and evaluate. Where you are, what you're doing, what's it going to take to move. Do you have any idea what does success look like to you? You haven't made the goals, you haven't made any plans. You're just sort of whatever. You got to have some direction. Treat this. You want the results you want. Put in the effort to treat it like a business. I promise you, you won't regret it. John was abducted by an alien. That's what it looked like.
It was an illegal alien.
Ooh.
Lonnie Watson.
Feel like I'm
Come on. I'm trying to breathe here.
Because there's still money in items. I went right back to doing retail arbitrage if I hadn't done it in a long time, and starting to learn and pick up real quick. Some of the items that I was looking for a year ago are still out there discontinued. Imagine that. I found 70 of one item. I found 70 of one item that's been discontinued for a year and a half.
It's just still sitting there waiting for you. Huh? Imagine that.
It's just waiting for me.
Just waiting.
I walked in. You can hear him going. I'm like, I got you, baby. I got you.
Come back. You forgot us last time.
Daddy, you're back. Dave, no. I decided I do better just talking to people online. I don't do great as a course person. Probably longer than that. Yes. If y'all don't know, I talk to Jennifer a lot. She picks a lot of the same stuff I do.
I almost got to
go. I'm telling you, surround yourself with people of like minds. I'm trying to catch up my knowledge again, because when you don't look at stuff for a year and a half, 2 years, you'll lose touch of what's discontinued and what's hot, and so Jennifer's kind enough to put up with me while I learn this again, so I appreciate that. So I mean, she went as far as, I had a good day yesterday. She's like, here's just to give you some more ideas, and she's sending me pictures of everything she bought today. I'm like, that's awful nice. She even mentioned something, and I didn't know what the hell it was, but I found it. And I sent her a picture. I'm like, "Is this what you're talking about?" She goes, "Damn it, yes." I'm telling you, reselling. If you've got folks, if you find people that you share information with and can trust, folks, it's so much easier. 2 sets of eyes, 3 sets of eyes, 4 sets of eyes looking for the same stuff. You'd be amazed how much. But so many people get into this business and go, "Oh my God, not only can I not tell anybody what I do if I'm in a store, I can't tell anybody because they might go get what I'm."
Yeah, we can't sell the same thing together. No way.
I know. I tell Dave when I'm buying, God forbid I make it to California again. Am I going to go? He's going to have bought the whole of California by the time I get there. Damn it. We were buying a lot of Stave stuff when I went to Vegas. The last time I went to Vegas, and I'm stopping. Where I was in New Mexico. And Dave's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get over there eventually." Dave still ain't made it to New Mexico.
No.
It's a year and a half ago, folks.
Yeah. It's taking a little time this last year. That's all.
But it's still reselling is still a viable option. But it changes every month. You know, I'm back into. I've been selling a lot more eBay, and I'm still selling eBay. I'm hitting my daily goals even this year. I don't know what y'all are talking about. This year's different. I'm still hitting the same daily goals, but Amazon, if you're struggling but you're a very good reseller and can follow rules, man, Amazon. If you can find newer items, my God, the way that the crazy prices people pay for stuff on Amazon is it's just insane.
Yeah, convenience. It's fast.
Jeremy, folks, y'all got to learn this. Your rare niche ain't rare. Look around and you think in your little bubble, you realize there are 330 million people in this one country alone.
Right.
You think you're the only one that's figured out something? 330 million.
Nope.
That's only like 20 less than voted for Joe Biden for president. 330 million.
Yeah.
He is a good president. So
it's you're not the first one to figure it out. There are all over this country. I've been all over this country, and Michigan girl says she leave the light on. I'm trying to make it to Michigan. My girlfriend lives in Michigan, and she took care of me for a long time. That sexy beast took care of me for a long time. I need to get back up there because she left the South and she went kicking and screaming.
Starting to close down.
Oh yeah, now they're closing other stores too.
They're closing the one.
Yeah, I've been to that one too. Bought stuff in it.
Yeah, you got me on the media there.
Yeah, it's just it's half caramel crown and half regular crown, and some ice cubes.
Mine's just regular crown.
It must be because that jug was half full last week, Dave.
Whoa. Take it easy.
But there's
advice worth giving is worth taking.
I used to hang out with somebody I don't hang out with anymore, and their biggest worry was, what's the next thing? What are we going to find next? Is there going to be? I can promise you, there's always a next. There's always a next topic. There's always a next whatever. The opportunity to sell things is always going to be there. But if you don't make the business decisions and run the business correctly, it doesn't matter what opportunities you're presented with if you're not financially able to take advantage of them.
Well, you just got to be looking. I mean, if you're not looking, you're not going to find it. Yeah? There's tons of stuff out there, right? A lot of opportunities. You're just not looking at them.
I can go in any store and find something to resell. Sorry, folks. Selling on Amazon, I can walk into any store, including gas stations, and find something It's hardly not even a challenge. It used to be a challenge when I first started to like walk into a Love's when I'm using the bathroom. I'm like, I'm gonna find something to resell before I leave.
Remember, I was flipping Thai from 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
it's every, but it's not there if you're not able to do it because you can't pay your bills because you didn't make the right financial decisions. Tyler, I don't speak on that subject. I've never talked on that subject, Tyler, and tonight is not the night. I don't hold any ill will, so I'll tell you that. And sometimes things just happen. Tommy, there's a lot of truth in that. Resellers need to watch baseball. Casey strikes out a lot. Look how many folks. You're in the Hall of Fame if you can bat a little over 300. You can miss 2 out of every 3 times to make the Hall of Fame. Think about that as a baseball player.
Yep.
RG, you're gonna get banned if you keep doing that War Eagle crap. What the hell? It's taking me all week to get over this shit, RG. Don't be messing with me. It's taking. I can quit thinking about the loss and the bad snaps and all that crazy shit that we went through.
Why would you charge more money to ship to Cali? That'd be like me saying I'm going to charge more to ship to New York or Florida. Why?
Hey, Joanna.
Roman's full of Tommy quotes tonight. Didn't he have one in your chat?
Oh yeah, he always does.
RG, I don't want to hear it. You guys lose all the time. Y'all didn't even have a winning record last year. You're used to losing. Come on. And you deserve the Iron Bowl because I am so sick of seeing that on the 10th anniversary of the stupid kick six and all that crazy shit. Y'all deserve to lose like that. Y'all deserve to have your own one to shut y'all up. And let Toomer's Corner just go silent. No toilet paper. Yeah, Tommy, maybe you should write a book with your quotes. Roman has made you a philosopher.
Someone just posted, your channel has now become eBay's best pitch man for its promotions. You know, it's like, come on, man, for its advertising campaigns. So they want us to lie to them. They want us to say, you know, it didn't work. You know, I guess maybe that would work for me, you know, to tell people, yeah, you know what, this here, promoting your listings, spending more money in your business just doesn't work. Tape machine, that thing sucks. Just tell people the opposite of what actually is happening, just that they feel better. You know, it's always about feelings. You know, eBay doesn't care about how you feel at the end of the day. They got their plan. If you're on board, good. If not, well, go feel somewhere else. And these people, I tell you, it just makes me want, why do you even tune into these programs if that's all you're going to take from it? Never mind the fact that I've been very critical of eBay for the longest. You go find it right now, a video I've made in the last month, and it's been very critical of eBay for something. But yet people only pay attention to what they want.
I told people 4 years ago that I promoted listings when I first started, whatever many years ago that was a money grab. And folks, I agree with you. It's still a money grab. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if that is where the playing field is, that's where I'm going to be. Yeah. I'm going to compete. You know, your competition has decided that it is worth the ad spend in order to get listings in front of eyes before you. And folks, I don't care about your feelings. I don't care what you think. I'm going to promote the value at which I think my items need to be promoted against my competition so I can step on them. And if you're one of them, I'm just going to step on you too. It's competing to get your items sold. It's not about feelings. It's not about, let's go sing Kumbaya and protest eBay and make a union and all that horse shit. Man, go get a job, God damn it. I mean, let's be for real. You want to cuss my boy John out. You want to cuss Josh out and run him off the internet and do death threats on him because you're too stupid to figure out how to play the game. Your feelings are hurt, and you don't. And folks, let's perfectly clear. If spending 5, 6, 7% on promoted listings makes it where you can't make any money, you're doing this wrong. You don't need to be reselling, dumbass. Let's be honest with this. If that 5, 6, 7% means you lose money, you're too dumb to do this.
But how many people are going to listen to that statement and say, you know what, you're right? No one's going to say that. No one's going to come to the realization and admit what we all know.
Trina, it's the cost of doing business. How hard is this to understand? It is the cost of, folks, eBay has not raised their fees very much, a little nickel and dime here or there. But the way they've raised their fees is by promoted listings. That's just the way they've chosen to do it. Okay, Jeremy, you're doing it wrong. I took your name. I'm sorry about that. Everybody go follow Jeremy doing it wrong. He's going to make some videos to show you how to do it wrong.
I think it really depends on what you're selling. I mean,
yeah,
you're selling
John,
something.
It's based on the category the item is listed in.
The thing that I look at is if I went to a local auction and had to sell my stuff, I'm going to pay 20%. So if I take a widget, if I take this hat to the auction and it sells for $10, they're getting 2 of it. So I'm willing to give eBay up to 25% of my cake, mostly just 20 because they get 15 plus I'll promote at 5. And if that, but I do understand what other people are saying, but there's nothing you can do. You cannot fight City Hall. You're not going to get enough people because people are opportunists. And while you're and the other, 10% of the people that you can get to not do anything, other people are going to be taking advantage of that. And they're going to be listing and making more money than they ever did. It just, it's tough. It's tough.
Go get your cry corner and get your cry closet and your cry towel and all that stuff, because that's what society. This is the part that's most frustrating. I think is it, and most of it, it's almost 100%. I mean, I could be a little bit wrong, but the whiners and the criers are the younger generation, and these are the people that have, if they scream, cry, bellyache loud enough, somebody's going to come coddle them and tell them it's going to be okay. Your team came in 100th place. Here's your trophy. You go sit in the corner, and we're going to take you to get pizza and celebrate your wonderful accomplishments as a team. You got your ass kicked and run over by everybody else on the fucking planet. You don't deserve shit. And it's now real life and real business. And suck it up, Buttercup. I've got 6,000 pairs of big girl panties. Just order some. You can wear them around as your own personal participation trophy. I got some big girl panties from Bearded Picker. That'd be outstanding. But it's, folks, these same people that gripe, bitch, and complain have no problem buying overpriced items on Amazon, understanding that Amazon charges us. If I do an FBA item on Amazon, I'm paying probably 27%. That includes shipping.
Yep.
It's society. You got to toughen up. This is the cold glass of water tonight. How am I going to help you have a better 2024? Wake your ass up. That's what I'm doing. And the sad thing is, everybody in the chat, or the people that will speak anyway, are not the ones that need to hear this. Okay, so maybe they need to hear like some of the stuff like, Bearded Picker sucks as a business person. Let's learn together and read books and work on the core fundamentals of being a better business person. I can't be the only one that needs that. And so I'm sure there's people in the chat that need that. But kicking and screaming and fighting, everybody in this chat is doing that.
I'll be right back.
No time for dinner.
Uh-oh.
But they think they're Amazon seller. They think they're entrepreneurs. They've been told they're entrepreneurs because you're a reseller or you work for yourself. You're an entrepreneur. No, you're just a follower. Most of them are just followers. They are following what somebody told them to do. They were, they don't have any, any ideas that are original. So, Larry, you weren't here early enough to see me, and you have to go back and watch from the beginning when I was actually wearing the big girl panties.
An Amazon seller said that most resellers aren't entrepreneurs. I think a lot of people that are reselling today are copycats. I think that they couldn't go out and they couldn't go out and be a reseller if it wasn't for YouTube. They wouldn't be able to go out and be resellers because they wouldn't know what to buy. They wouldn't know what trends. They aren't natural at this. They don't have the ability to go out and do it on their own. So that's why you're seeing so many markets become saturated with and inundated with new resellers, because they're just looking at what some of these bigger guys are doing and they're going, oh, I'm going to do that. And, it works out until it doesn't, until you hit homeostasis or whatever, or over, too many.
You've really hit on something, though, because that's why the most popular channels are the ones that are showing you what to buy. And so that these people are obsessed with, they don't, it's the old fishing metaphor. Do you give them a fish or you teach them how to fish? We're giving them the fish, and so they never learn how to evaluate items and never learn how to find their own items. And so all they are doing is copy. And so you never learn. You don't learn how to compete because you don't understand the basis of business and promotions. It's just absolutely insane.
You see the same questions being asked over and over and over again in the Facebook groups. You see the same questions asked in chat. And then people go, why are you guys answering the same questions over and over again? Be like, we're just giving you the information that you're asking for. If you're asking John why he's asking talking about the same subjects over and over, it's because he's going down the list, and the people in his chat, that's the stuff that they keep bringing up. It's not him, it's you.
So here's a good lesson that you learn through experience. Ron asked a great question. Ron says, when you buy cheap cartridges to test a printer, do you include them with the printer? And my answer to him, you can see it, is on Amazon, I include it because the Amazon customer is completely different. They expect it to work out of the box. Even if you put in the comments and anything, there's no ink, you get complaints and you get higher returns. On eBay, it's a cheaper marketplace with a discount feeling, the different kind of customer. Yep. You can get away with selling a printer without the ink. But the Amazon customer is completely different. And you only know that unless you sell them on both and have experience and have screwed up. How do I know that? Because I've screwed that one up. So Monday night we'll do 7 p.m. Central. I'll make it tonight, so it'll be listed. So John's right. I think including the ink in the printer gives you it's like including the cables and a tape or in remotes with a VCR. You can demand a little more money. Same thing with also I think the customer is a little would buy it from you a little quicker, knowing that there's ink included with it, so they know that it's the chances of it being truly tested go way up because it's got ink in it. So do you truly? I look at a seller who's not including ink with it, I'm like, how they really test it? Unless they only sell printers. Because if you know anything about ink cartridges, those things dry up pretty quick. If you don't include them with it and you're going to wait till you find another printer that uses that same cartridge, yeah, that stuff dries up pretty quick.
Now, what we'll do with cameras, like the 35 millimeter film cameras, that we'll keep batteries that we use for testing, and we sell those without batteries. But to not include the ink with the printer is a really Scrooge McDuck way of doing eBay.
Those 1, 2, 3 batteries are like $1 each. I throw them in the camera. I actually just tested one tonight.
I'm afraid to leave batteries in the camera because I'm always afraid it's going to cause corrosion.
Road,
This one right here, I know it's going to sell fast. It's a Canon Sure Shot. I'll list this in the morning, and it'll sell this weekend. But it's just a simple little 1-2-3 battery. Yeah. This one actually worked. See the lens come out. It's actually got film still in it. I'm gonna leave the film in it. If they want to develop it, more power to them.
Take a picture of yourself and send it in your granny panties.
Hey, good evening, Sue. So Sue gave me great news tonight. Sue sends me a text saying that she and Paul were planning on coming through here to eat German. Did we want to go eat with them one Friday night? I think it's Friday night. I asked Jody, I'm like, you want to go eat German with Sue and Paul? Yes, with a bunch of exclamation points behind it. So that's exciting. We'll get to see Sue in person. One of my favorite resellers. Folks, you meet a lot of cool people. So, I don't know if there's anybody nicer than Sue. There's a lot of nice people. So that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Isn't John Chartier nicer than Sue?
John Chartier is a stand-up. He's an absolute great human, but nicer. He's got a heart of gold. Don't let him for all that grumpy. John is grumpy as hell, but it hides a huge heart. Right. If you've heard his story, he's told you what kind of life he lived and the childhood trauma, everything that he went through. You know, his only issue to be grumpy. I mean, I challenge you to what happened in his life happened to you and see what you turned out like. Okay, and there's Tamara's way up there too, and I've met Tamara in person as well. That was a great night. John went up. He came on, just said they were sore. He must be all right because he sent me a message yesterday talking about, I'm just checking up on you with some. Are you doing what you said you're going to do? Did you do this? Did you do that? I'm like, yes, John, I did that. Thank you for checking up on me, buddy. So he's evidently doing all right.
Is he still on his cruise?
No, they were in a car wreck. Somebody ran a red light and ran a red light and slammed into the back of their Jeep going about 45.
Oh shit!
Oh my God! I tell you what, there'll be a couple cruises. He'll be making somebody. I got rear-ended one time, and I was like, I didn't go to the hospital, nothing. And the other guy had Geico for insurance. They didn't even pay enough to fix my car. I said, next time I'm rear-ended by somebody, they're life flighting me out of that bitch. I'll be like, call the copters. I'm going. I see the light.
But they had to cut Lori out of it because of the damage. And she was really shaken up. But
I hope they're okay.
Yeah, she was very sore, but and it's the truth, Jennifer. I speak the truth. But we get very, very lighthearted, and everybody loves fighting stuff, and that's a lot of fun. But you got to take care. You got to take care of the whole business model. It's everything together. And I used to talk about it a lot. I don't talk about it much anymore. But in order to enjoy the finding part of it, you have to enjoy the sell-through part of it too. Because if you don't enjoy the selling part of it, you're never going to get back to the finding. And you're only going to find for so long, and then it's going to be over. And so you have to really find joy in, for me, I love finding it. But yeah, I also love, man, that's the mystery of when the phone dings. What the hell is it?
Yeah.
And then also shopping your own stuff. So I was at the storage building today. I'm like, there's a whole bunch of CDs. I'm like, I remember buying those. So wait a minute. Let me look those up. Somebody want to look up The 7 Sins by Killing It Records? What do you think that sells for on Amazon? Dave, you're the music man.
I don't know that. $30.
You're the music man.
$30 used.
$30 used.
That's my guess.
That's how much it sells for new.
100. I can't. It's fuzzy.
$325. $325
for that CD.
Yeah, $70.50 used, and I had it in my storage building. What am I doing?
Well, making money, I guess.
It's on Amazon now. But they tell you, there's no money in these. I paid $0.25 for it. There's so John talked about that a few minutes ago. And I think that's vitally important. The turn of inventory. The 25% to put 25 cents, even if it's in my storage building for a year, what's a quarter?
Right.
But if you've got an item that you pay up for it, there's so many people that, when I tell you it's in my storage building, and I paid a lot of money for the big girl panties, but I've sold 23,000 of them. If y'all don't know, I've still got 7,000 left, but I've sold 23,000 pairs. So the money's been made on those.
Well, so what you're saying is you made 23,000 women very happy.
Yeah. Well, look at the buy I did.
I don't care anything about them as long as the one in there is happy.
Look at that last buy I did. I picked up a friend's entire music collection because they were moving, and they happened to mention it on Facebook, and I knew the guy was a musician, took good care of his music, and bought him for $1 a CD, and I've already made back the buy and making money, and keep an eye out for little shit like that.
Hey, look at the fro on that guy. This is Wicked Buddha Baby. I think Wicked Buddha Baby is only worth like $20, but it was another quarter one. Yeah, James, that would be.
Cha-ching.
So 7 cents is $30, including shipping on eBay. And there's the rub, Jeremy.
Snap-on tools still sell.
There is the rub, Jeremy, because it will. It's got a higher rank. So remember, I've got a quarter into it. I will look it up, and so $30 on eBay. So maybe I put it at $54.88 or something. $55 on Amazon, and make an extra $20. I'll be under that one by a good bit. So it will sell. I didn't sign.
I just had an item that I had listed for $400, and I sent a 40% off offer on it because I have $10 in it, and I would much rather make over $200 on that item than let it sit much longer. That's my new philosophy: is what did I pay for it? Get it going.
Well, how long? Yeah, I mean that should be an inherent timeline. 6 months.
Yeah, I've had it for about a year, so it's time to get competitive with it. It's a neat old line. I love lighting.
6 months, start pushing it. By a year, liquidate it.
So, what did y'all order for dinner? Anything good?
No, we've had a little Panda Express. Just quick and easy. Quick and easy.
Reminds me of my ex-wife. That's why we're not married anymore. I'm kidding. I've been married to the same woman for 25 years. She leaves me, I'm going with her.
Jennifer, there's a few items in Cracker Barrel to look for if you're. I know you eat Cracker Barrel.
Nope.
There's money to be made everywhere.
Absolutely, it's tremendous. Most people assume that it's got to be here, there, or wherever, or you can't make money, and it's.
I found the tie in 7-Eleven, standing there waiting for the guy to make coffee at like 4:30 in the morning. I looked over and seen little Thai beanie babies, and I was like, "Nuh-uh," or little Thai puffies, whatever they were, just looking.
It was Okay, Joe, here you go. All right, I sent you the thing. So going to Japan this summer. You can even sneak over to the little towns that Yuki lives in and buy shit.
Yep. Isn't that like right by you?
Yeah, about 48, 49 minutes, 50 minutes from here. That was the one that I was in that store and I only bought one thing, that can of Elmer's. But it's there's so much to this, and people concentrate on the wrong things, and I think it. You know what the sad part is? We see all this outrage and stuff about different things online, and we assume that all resellers are like this. And the vast majority of resellers, people that are selling on these platforms, don't do social media. You never hear from them. You would never know that they sold. And it's a select group of outrage from a select group of people that actually are in the social media.
Yeah.
So we assume that's the mistake they make. All the ones that come at you, John, you and Josh, is they think everybody thinks like them, and the vast majority of sellers are out there running their businesses and doing what they need to do. They will. Some of them will consume content and never make a comment and just listen and absorb information, but vast majority have no idea this community even exists.
Right. And if we fell off the face of the earth, it would represent a very, very small percentage of eBay's business.
Yeah.
Very, very little.
Every person who does YouTube and every avid YouTube viewer, if we stop selling on eBay tomorrow, eBay would still be okay.
Yeah, the same companies that are selling on Amazon and Walmart are selling on eBay too. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Used goods is a small portion. Used goods is a small portion of eBay's overall income. They don't care about us.
Right.
But most of the people that are out here picking out of thrift stores and doing stuff like that, they're not, it's even if you're doing retail arbitrage, they're targeting the people that, just like Amazon, they want the people that buy, that can list 300-400 of one SKU and have 500 of those different types of SKUs listed, so that they're making money. They're, because that's the people that can do targeted ads on their items. You can't target. If I'm selling this dumb ad, I'm not going to pay a pay-per-click for that. They're not making more money off me. If I have 10,000 of these hats and I'm selling them, and then they're making money on me by promoting.
Your own ad can be built organically as well. I mean, if you sell enough the same ad long enough.
That's a great observation, John. The one people forget that. Where does eBay make their money? They go, "Oh my God, they're killing us." They make their money on promoted listings. No, they make much more money on the basic fees, and so it is. But why are they? Why don't they want my one-off cassette or my one-off 8-track of Johnny Cash? Is that the one you were talking about today, John?
I think it's the Willie Nelson. It could be Jim Neighbors.
Take your pick whenever. Or do they want? Or they didn't want somebody like Big Grumpy John, who brings stuff from China in containers and will have 1,000 of a SKU. Where are they going to make their money at? The one off on your cassette that they had to pay hosting on it for 10 years, or someone who sells wholesale. It's not even a contest, folks.
Yeah, high velocity. Yeah, that's why the anchor stores, they're so big and they cost so much, because they're wanting if they're going to cater to somebody, it's going to be to the big guys. The guys bringing in a lot of money. Tommy makes a good question. Yeah, it says, serious question. Anyone ever see Pete complain about sales? No, Pete's a great, but he's, he has his store and He does. He kills it. He just because he knows what sells. Pete is. If you want to learn how to be a good reseller, you can't go wrong watching Pete.
Yep. You notice in his videos he never guesses what things are worth. He's always looking things up and make sure that he's within around 50% of what he's going to be able to sell it on eBay for. And sure, after fees and everything, probably won't get a full 50%, but he's at least not losing money. And how many people go to yard sales, go to thrift stores, and refuse to use their phone?
Agreed, Tommy.
And to look.
Yeah, you're right, John. 100%. But Tommy said, ever notice how Pete looks up 90% of his items? I do that. I had a guy come to me earlier yesterday and said, hey, I've got a bunch of video game stuff. Are you interested? And I never give the first price. Made him shoot me a price. He said he wanted $100 for all of it. I posted it on a forum for video games and go, what do you guys think of this stuff? What would you pay for it? They said I wouldn't pay no more than 40 or 50 bucks for it. And I ended up passing on it because I didn't want to mess with it. There was no profit there.
Right.
So I think Uncle Putin, you missed a little bit of the point. It's not. I just use John's example because I know John brings a lot of textiles in from China, but eBay won't stay. eBay wants items that there's, multiple quantities, and generally that's new items, and so, their bottom line is enhanced if they can have listed and promoted as items that people want and in big quantities, and so and then also which items have the least amount of trouble. Is it used items? Is it used clothing? Is it old cassettes, or is it brand new items? For the most part, it's brand new items. And there are some bad brand new items. I get that, but for the most part,
yep.
But no, they're out to get me because they're out to get the small seller. They're doing what's in the best interest of eBay. They don't know you from anywhere.
Right.
They don't care about your grandma selling her crocheted kitty cats. They just don't. I mean, here's the deal. I'm going to be 100% honest. If I ran a business, if I ran an antique mall with 1,000 booths in there, and Scott's doing $10,000 a month and Dave's doing $50 a month, who am I going to cater towards more?
Right.
Who am I going to? I mean, and why would you? I mean, you can treat people kind and you can be fair, but I'm going to be making sure that when Scott comes in, how you doing today, Scott? I hope you're doing real good. Keep bringing stuff in, buddy. We're selling the heck out of it, and that's the thing. And that's what eBay's going to do. They're going to cater towards the bigger sellers. And like, if, people, they don't care about our complaints, and I don't blame them because I don't care about your complaints mostly, and I don't even run eBay.
And just think about this: the audacity of a lot of these people to think we're going to form a union in such a small percentage of, and it's. I mean, if you're looking at eBay, you're like, why would you even care? These folks are. This is not where the money is made.
How do you?
We're talking union? For the most part, nickels and dimes. You can't.
We're not even. We don't work for eBay. like we're gonna unionize and we're gonna make eBay. No, you don't. At best, you'd be a contract worker for them. They send you a 1099. You're.
I appreciate when you come by, Marjorie. You always have a great comment. And I think I tell you that a lot. People they lose track of this. Reselling on eBay is better working for somebody else than making. But at the end of the day, as many problems as all these platforms have, you don't see. Don't run away from them. What is the best? What is the best mindset? Get your house in order. Be the best business person to take advantage of, and then learn to these platforms. And when they change. You change. So many people hate change and are so scared of change, and change is always bad. Change is not always bad. Am I mad that change happened in April and a lot of people are hurting? I don't like that people are hurting, but I also realize that brings opportunity for others and for the people that are really serious about this. And so maybe the people that can't see the problems with what they're doing, These are going to be the same people that argue with customers. These are going to be the same. I would be shocked if these aren't the same people who are the reason why we don't have customer service numbers for eBay anymore. Because every time something happens, they're going to cry. Well, I'm going to call eBay, folks. I've been doing this full time since 2013. I've talked to eBay on the phone twice.
I think we got a little ways to go on the weed on eBay thing. Maybe not too far. I could be wrong.
Yeah, John, that's a great point.
You, John.
John, that's 100%. This is the land of.
That's what I was talking about too.
Yeah,
we should really be you're entrepreneurs. You figure this out on your own. You make your own way. You make decisions. You do not crying to somebody for your problems is not it. Because I can one of the things listening to the book. I was listening to it yesterday when I was driving around, and one of the points he made was, and it's wholeheartedly true, is he said that in your business, in order to keep cutting costs, you need to make innovations. And so, and how you deal with change, he said, because it is so drastically important that if you don't figure it out, your competition will. The people don't understand that. If you don't figure out the changes, your competition will. They will beat you with a club with that damn change until you figure it out. It's insane to sit in the corner and cry and hope that it comes back the way it was as you're following further and further behind every minute. It's insane.
Said he wants a beer union.
Say what now?
He wants a beer union.
I've got an idea, Beard. Let's start up the union and have them send us the fees, the union fees. They got to pay union dues every month.
Yeah.
Nick, Trina, I appreciate. I think you suggested this book, Trina. It's really changed the way I think of a lot of things. I think I'm in the last chapter now, and then this weekend. My goal is to listen to it for a second time. I've still got to open the accounts and run the numbers and stuff, but I just wanted to get through the initial learning of it. But it's, I like to talk that he wrote the book from a perspective that he'd already screwed up and had failed, but he's not ashamed of the fact that he'll tell you how bad he screwed up his own businesses. The turning point in his life was, and his business philosophy was, when he was so flat broke that his daughter went and got her piggy bank and offered the piggy bank to help pay the family bills. That was the rock bottom moment for this man.
Yeah. He's got the book.
And it makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of. I'm like every other entrepreneur. The answer to everything is always growth. The answer to everything is not growth. Efficiency and other things. True growth comes after you're true efficient. Growth, you don't grow to fix your problems, because growth just causes more problems. It's an amazing book. Profit First. Even if you don't participate with us Monday night or Tuesday night, I really highly recommend Profit First. It's
everybody else went digitally, analog.
I'm listening to. I signed up for Audible. I told everybody Audible. If you Google Audible deals, there'll be another deal. Up until the 31st, you could get Audible for 4 months for $5 a month. And so you're going to get $4. You're going to get 4 books in those 5 months. So for $20, you get 4 premium books. Larry, well, you got a good team going. You, yourself, and you. Yeah, good team. James, I'd agree with that. John, Big John, Grumpy John has preached that and the reason why he talked to me a lot about that, and earlier in the shows he would talk a lot about that, is because he had to go back and build the systems into his business as he kept getting bigger and bigger. Systems. The earlier you can develop systems and how you do things, and so does that make us small sellers? Does that make any difference? Inventory systems, buying systems, the rules and stuff. I can't tell you. You want to be a better buyer, implement a set of rules And I'm back to doing Amazon RA. All my rules are back in place. If it's less than 50%, there's some strict reasons why I would buy a product less than 50%, and if it violates any of the three of them, I don't buy it. I think John talked tonight. He went to a thrift store and bought one item. Nothing else fits your rules. I don't know if Sue's still here, but Sue used to talk about it a lot. You've got to be able to, if you go somewhere and go in a store and walk out, you've got to be comfortable with your own processes and procedures that you can walk out and not buy anything and feel comfortable knowing that there's still opportunity ahead of you. It just wasn't right that second. Don't feel the pressure to buy something just to buy something. That's how so many people get in trouble, because they think, well, I made it to the thrift store. There's got to be something in here for me to buy. That's the wrong, maybe there is some clothes or maybe there is something, but if it's not in your wheelhouse and it's not something you love, you're not going to list it. There's a difference between a death pile and a pile of stuff you won't list. I call mine like John does. I call mine just stacking inventory, because the stuff I buy doesn't lose. I brought from the storage building today. I brought 4 video cameras. They're all worth as much as they were when I bought them a year or two ago. There's Canons and Sonys. I've sold 2 Sonys this week. But if they were shirts or whatever, I'd never list the clothes. That would have been just a waste of my time and a waste of my money. I'd just been stacking them. So Marjorie, I think eBay being open to everyone is a blessing and a curse. The opportunity for everyone is very great, but it's a curse because, John, were you the one talking about there maybe needs to be a class, an onboarding class? They need to really teach a little bit.
Makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. They have an academy.ebay.com website, and they take you page by page. It's stuff we all know, but not new resellers, and to maybe throw some type of a quiz in there, where you have to retain the information you read before they allow you to click on the sell button. It makes sense to me.
Yep.
This is more than just buying what the influencers buy. I'm glad, there's a reason. Bigger Picture, you had that great big video. You used to show us everything you bought. You haven't made a video of showing us what you bought in years. You're absolutely right. It hurt more people than it helped. I made a conscious decision not to do it because I felt it was hurting people. I'll show you yard sale videos all day long. Ooh, cool. Here we go to a yard sale. But for buying retail arbitrage, because people don't understand the economics of it and don't understand when and why I bought it. And not everybody, just because I would buy an item doesn't mean that it would be a good buy for you. I ask it every now and then. I'm like, how many people still got Monopoly videos? Steve, you're not listening, but I know you got one. John has some left over.
Oh boy!
I finally got rid of all of them.
So Tommy, we've had disagreements over the years, but I think we're more aligned than we are different anymore. I 100% agree with you, man. He said the problem is no one at eBay is qualified to give a test.
Yeah,
I think that's a big problem with eBay. Amazon's got the same problem too.
Yep.
Is you got so many people there who don't sell, and so they don't understand the unique problem of sellers. No matter the size of the seller, they don't understand, the position they put sellers in. Because eBay has lost their way. eBay is the middleman, but they lean heavy, and I don't want them to lean towards the seller. I don't want them to lean towards the buyer. I want them to stay in the middle. I'm a good business person. I try to treat people with kindness, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I can take care of that part. Just do the middle. Facilitate the transaction. I had a guy today sent me a message. I sold him a watch. It was tested, but I didn't have a battery. I put the battery in a second one. I meant to buy a battery, didn't. So I sent him the watch because I was out of town. And he got it, and he said, it's not working. I'm like, it does work. It just needs a battery. Well, that's going to cost me extra money. Do you think that's fair? I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. It's only a few dollars. You can send it back. I've got free returns if you want. He sends me a message saying, I spent $4 because it was easier to put the battery in it than it was the thing. I'm like, hey, I'm glad it works. Here's a $5 refund. I hope you enjoy the watch. I didn't have to give him the $5, but I felt it was the right thing to do, and that's what the customer wanted to make them happy and to make them enjoy it. Because I feel some responsibility that part of the eBay experience is me as a seller. I want that guy to buy on eBay again. He had 4 feedback. I want him to buy on eBay again. So how do you help with that? Now he goes from all of a sudden this is a negative, it's an unfair. I paid $4. So wait a minute, I'm even again. I got a great watch and it works, and I'll buy something else.
Yep.
Not everybody sees it that way. So, yeah, that's scary that she's concierge. That means she's U.S. based and highly experienced as a customer service. That's scary.
Yeah. Trying to remember. Yeah. Who was it that I talked to on eBay?
So Mr. Say, Chris Green still does some social media. He's got I think it's either Instagram or TikTok or something where he buys stuff and shows products or whatever. I don't think he has to work much. He made a lot of money when he sold Scan Power. A lot of money. Now y'all say that Pete's the reselling OG. Chris Green is the OG. Chris Green is the OG on the Amazon side, especially.
Yeah, eBay doesn't have a clue, man. I talked to what was it, the product marketing manager when I was in Vegas, and this dude had no clue about some of the things that go on with the expired products, or some of the things that go on with certain types of hazmat products, and what people could get away with, but what real sellers that were trying to sell shit legit couldn't get away with. You know what I mean? And just was completely stumped. Like, we had no idea. We'll have to look into that. We didn't even have no idea. It's just been going on for years. Like, you not know. Like,
because they don't. Because eBay lives there. One of the biggest problems I have with eBay is they live in their little eBay palace in California, and they not only did they not reach out and try to find customers and do advertising and outreach and that kind of stuff. They don't care about the buyers either. Don't kid yourself to think eBay cares. They're very indifferent towards buyers and sellers. Tactical Z, yes, you did.
It's an old, antiquated system too that they don't really want to put a lot of effort into updating as well. Yeah.
I don't know that they could update it even if they wanted to.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you're talking about building an entirely new code base if you even have a chance at working. We know how much breaks every time they do update anything. Imagine if they tried to replace the entire thing.
Yeah, definitely worse than Amazon. Amazon usually breaks pretty good when they do stuff too, but eBay, oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what else y'all want me to rant about? I then put on big girl panties for you. We called out everybody under the sun, including calling myself a dumbass. So what else we got?
Yeah. What did we miss?
And the takeaway shouldn't be, from all the things that we're saying here, is that we have all the answers. We're just telling you what works for us.
Yeah.
And if it works for you too, great. If it doesn't, well, then there's probably an answer somewhere else. But a lot of people get frustrated at us. Maybe not so much to you. I don't know what kind of comments you get in your videos, but a lot of frustration towards me because they sort of feel like, they want a different answer, and they kind of feel like I'm out of touch because I'm not giving them the answer they want to hear. But how can I if that's not working for me?
Right.
I just did. See how that worked out?
Right.
Which it's absolutely amazing that they think that we have any kind of that kind of power. I mean, we have little influence over anyone. I try to answer questions. And that's, they don't get that, John. They don't get that it's our perspective on what we see at our part of the business at this current moment.
Right.
Whether it works or not, you should listen to more than one person and get the opinions of everyone and figure out which one that works. It doesn't mean that I have a bad opinion or John has a bad opinion. Jacob might have one, but he doesn't. It just means they're different. What works in my business model maybe doesn't work for yours, but the chance of us selling the exact same thing are slim and none. I mean, for the most part. How many times are we going to run it the same? Okay, so Jennifer and I sell a lot of the same products because we buy the same stuff from different parts of the country.
Yep.
But Tommy, according to Roman, you have all the answers.
Yeah, doing it wrong. It's definitely by design. It's not. I think a lot of it is by design. Some of it can be broken because, with anything programming related, if you change something, there's a chance it's going to break something else. But I don't think that a lot of what we're seeing is necessarily broken. I think a lot of it's by design, and as far as we don't know how to we don't know what it is because eBay doesn't tell us. They don't do a good job of communicating these things to us. We have to figure it out ourselves.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a bigger part of the problem, especially for somebody who's been selling for 5 or 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe even those of us in that category, it's still a jungle to try to figure out what's, what is real, what's not, what is really going on.
Right. Here we are, just talking about it, and heaven forbid we say something that people don't agree with. I mean, we can't have a difference of opinion anymore.
Right.
The society will not allow you to have a difference of opinion. Everybody, it's all got to be groupthink because they're taught from an early age that this is right, everybody else is wrong. You remember, they're treating you the same way they treat everything else, John. What happens if when Matt Walsh goes onto one of these college campuses, they try to shut him down. Oh my God, it's the worst thing in the world that we hear the conservative opinion.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid it might break our little fragile egos to think that somebody else has a different opinion. Therefore, he must shut up because he must go away. He must go away.
Right.
They're doing the same thing to you. That's what they've been taught is we don't have, where do you learn the most? I don't want to talk to people in a group. I don't want group talk. I don't want people to always agree with me.
How do you learn that way?
Give me a difference of opinion. Tell me the benefits and reasons why you believe what you do and why you do what you do. Maybe I'm the one that's wrong. Maybe I can alter what I do. Maybe we're both wrong and somewhere in the middle is right. Unless you hear it, it's crazy.
Well, how do you learn with groupthink? In many cases, if everyone just agrees and maybe you're both wrong, you're reinforcing maybe the wrong idea or the wrong answer.
Blind leadeth the blind at that case.
Yeah.
All right, Trina, I guess
it's almost like that's the way eBay's setting it up. They give as little of information as possible.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know why they feel it. The thing is, though, we believe as sellers that eBay is not communicating well with us. unfortunately, the folks at eBay truly believe that they are effectively communicating with the sellers, and that's where the disconnect is.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Just because they're blasting out a certain amount of information doesn't.
They communicate with large sellers. You know, there are big sellers that have dedicated reps and all these kind of things too, and they talk. That's the world they deal with, because that's what a big their money is made.
Well, they point to the seller check-ins and the eBay open events, and they say, "Hey, we give you the opportunity to communicate." The problem is, you ask anything above a softball question, and they defer it to, "Well, we'll get back to you."
Yep,
they're good at saying that, right?
Yep.
I mean, and they never do.
Any news on the working CD player you sold? Other than I got negative feedback. I complained to eBay this morning. I haven't heard anything about it.
What about filling out the? Is the feedback removal tool still there? I haven't looked for it in a while. Thankfully, I haven't had.
There was no feedback. There was a revision request, but there's no feedback removal tool.
For what? Amazon, or I didn't hear you
for
say.
eBay.
Oh,
For
eBay.
eBay. No, Amazon's still there.
Yeah.
No, not for eBay.
I haven't had negative feedback in, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years.
You just jinxed yourself.
I know, right?
I hate when that happens.
Hey, man,
I sold a CD player. The guy said it played one CD and quit. He left me in negative for selling my broken CD player. I'm like, wait a minute. You said it played a CD and then quit. That means I got it to you. It was working and you broke it.
Yeah.
30-day returns means 30-day warranty. You know that, right?
I've got free returns. He reached out and I said, hey, I got free returns. Just send it back. You left me in negative. And I'm sure if I called eBay, they'd say, well, that's just his experience and we're going to leave it. Because too many of these crybabies have screwed over every customer with no returns and no this and no that and called 100 million times.
And hold it over your head for a full year.
Shame you.
Yeah, that's the thing. eBay is the little stepsister of Amazon, but trying so desperately to be Amazon, but doesn't put into place for as many problems as Amazon has. eBay could learn from a lot of the things they do.
Yeah,
the cancellations are not that bad. Cancellations should be a weekly thing, like not a yearly thing. I mean, it's a lot of the psychology. Just because something's available doesn't mean the majority of sellers are going to use it, but they assume that they're going to get tons of them. Tommy, unless I'm just dumb and can't find the feedback removal tool, I didn't even see it.
They make it hard to get to.
Yeah, Granny, that does kind of suck.
Oh, that sucks, yeah.
Tommy, that's terrible, man. And your Gym Neighbors Deluxe, did you use like the keywords like goober in the title and make sure everybody knew who Gym Neighbor? Maybe your customers don't know who Gym Neighbors is. Maybe you need to tell them who he is. Did you put in there he's from Alabama? That's sell it.
That's
Seller help feedback. All right. Biff, I honestly, what happens. I don't think. As long as I'm still in the 99%. I don't care too much about feedback. I look at it. I'm like, oh wait a minute, I got a negative.
Yeah, long story, Gilligan. Yeah, Jim Neighbors was on Gilligan's Island. Yeah.
Yes, he was. I remember that. I
But,
just looked. No Jim Neighbors box sets on eBay. They're sold out.
Bookmark. I'll never have to research it again. Well, Biff, if you caught the first part of the rant, I'm slowly backing back into Amazon. I'm gonna go back to my tried and true method of 85-15, and I'm gonna liquidate a lot of stuff I've got through the auction in the next few months, just because I'm tired of looking at it. I get what I get. Let it run. So Flip It Good. It helps that they're on different parts of the country.
Yeah.
Start a YouTube channel. Amazing, you'll find a lot of people.
Right.
Okay, so how did Jennifer become my good? Only reason why I'm good friends with Jennifer is because I have a YouTube channel, and I don't know, several years ago, it's been Jennifer. What's it been? It's probably 2016 or 17. I get a message saying, "I know where you buy your stuff. I watch your videos." I'm like, "Man, what the hell are you talking about?" I never mentioned that store's name. She goes, "I buy all the same stuff." She's like, and we just started talking from her messages. And now we've met in person. We did a vacation together. She's Jennifer's outstanding. That's 7 or 8 years ago. Yeah, it's it does help that if the people that if you can meet people that look for the same stuff. Jennifer and I like the same things. We find a lot of the same RA, but she has a lot of strengths and we do have. I'm much better in toys than she is, and she is way better in certain parts of the health and beauty. I don't do very good with makeup. Imagine that a guy doesn't do good with makeup. I don't do as well with. Okay, so this is going to shock the world. I don't do very good with hair products. Okay.
You do really well with razor products, though, right?
Yeah.
Razors are
Jennifer needs to show her face on here tonight.
Because Gillette is locked down pretty solid with Amazon, so I kind of ignore most razor stuff. Although I have sold a ton of shit.
Well, you got a lot in common with some people. They sell a lot of
Yeah, there was when I was first getting started on Amazon. I met a lady who still owns a thrift store. At the time, she was managing a thrift store for a men's shelter, and so they donated so many razors to the men's store per year. And something happened, and they ended up with 5 shipments for the year instead of the 1. And so when she contacted them, they said, "Well, just run them through your thrift store. We don't want them back. We donated them. They're off our books." And so I was buying these things cases at a time. Jennifer says she will, but her computer. And when she tells you her computer might crash, okay, so Jennifer has a computer that she absolutely loves, and it died. So what does she do? She bought 2 more of the exact same one that was already like 3 or 4 years old. So this computer she uses is Jacob laughs because he knows what I've been telling you, the same thing. Suck it up, Buttercup, and get you a newer computer.
Right.
So
yeah. Do we have to start a GoFundMe for Jennifer?
She can afford her own computer.
Your question there, Beard. Well, you were looking for a way to request feedback removal on your own,
right?
Go into help and contact.
Yeah, that's what Biff Papa said.
Request to remove, and then find the feedback. And in this case, I found one that didn't have anything for like the last month, but the last 6 months. You can go in there and there's one available to me to request, and then it gives you 5 reasons you can select and a place to type. Now, from what I understand, this is what the reps use, the same tool, and the only difference is you're telling them, and you're counting on them to type in what you think, what they have thought or remember you saying to them. They might miss key points, and they might totally botch the request, and that could be a reason why they're saying no. There's no reason to get rid of it. So you do it yourself, and that way you don't have to worry about a third party putting it in for you.
So Gary, don't listen. It's so spend an extra $200 and get the M1. You won't regret. So it is cheaper, and the 2019 MacBooks are great, and that's what I'm using here. But it's definitely worth a couple dollars more to get the M1, because you want the one that's Apple Silica, because there's tons of things in the next year or two that are going to be not eligible for updates or whatever unless it has the M1 chip minimum. Even though this is an iPad, Tommy was saying, did you have any relatives in Dover, Delaware?
My grandfather had a brother, I think, that lived there. I don't have a clue.
Tommy, is there a large Amish community in Dover, Delaware? Is there really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I've been there once, but I was like 6 or 7 years old, and best I can recall, it was my paternal grandfather's brother or something like that, I think, that lived there. Haven't been back since.
Mm-mm. And I can't believe Trina's wiped out a good product out of Birmingham. What the hell? That's terrible, Trina. I'm so disappointed in you. How am I supposed to do profit first if you took so much of the soap? What the hell? You're going to force me to spend extra gas to go to Mississippi or Georgia. What the hell?
Poor Todd.
So Jovial Douglas says, 2050 iMac worth buying for $100. Yes. So my shipping computer, that's the corner of it right there. That's a 2012 or 13. And I've got it running the latest. So you can put what's called a patch on it, and it's running Sonoma, which is it's only supposed to run, I think, High Sierra 1013, but it's running 14 point whatever, and doing fine. I use it every day to ship, and I look at Amazon if I'm over there, because that's the other part. Amazon FBM is so much faster. Everything I buy, I list Amazon, where I think slip through the crack on eBay, because it's more labor intensive to list it. Man, FBM is so much easier to list. Gary, you want to? Okay, so let me get it straight, Gary. Seth is a really nice guy. I mean, he's got a great heart. He's got the yips. If you guys are so flipping ain't easy. He's old enough to remember when was it Steve Sachs? He couldn't throw it to second base, or
Chuck Knobloch too. Same thing.
This center has got the same issue. We would be playing Monday night if it wasn't for him. But I mean, it's kind of hard to say we would be. He's a hell of a blocker, and once he gets the ball snapped, which I know about a center, that's a big part. You know, he rarely gets beat. He's in 3 or 4 games, he's graded out as no sacks, and and one of the better offensive linemen. He just, if it wasn't for our quarterback being a freak of an athlete, we'd had a lot more pass balls. So I'm not sad to see him go. I'm sad as a human. He's a nice guy. Truly, he took some of his NIL money and raised money for some kids' charities and stuff in Tuscaloosa. He's a genuinely good person. But football player, I need somebody that can hike the ball to the quarterback. Not to the coach, to the quarterback. So
you're playing senior poker? What?
Well, I now that I'm 50, I qualify for the World Series of Poker Senior event.
Whoa.
So, yeah. As strange as that sounds to me. But hey.
Wow.
So Gary, here's the patch. Jacob has some 12 machines. Basically, the patch tricks the computer into thinking that it's newer than it is. It puts some software on it that makes it, and so you can pick whatever level of software you want it to run. So I've got one that struggled with 14, so I pushed it back to 13, and so it's running. But it means Chrome updates and all the rest of the stuff updates, and the computer updates like normal. It thinks it's eligible for the software updates that it shouldn't be. So I've got a 2011 MacBook over there running the patch, running Sonoma, and it does fine. Roman is the Bill Buckner of reselling. So, but it's very easy. Just it's not on this computer.
John, what's the buy-in on the senior tournament?
I think it's somewhere around $1,000.
Jacob, what's the program we're using to patch with?
Oh,
I can't think of it.
Hold on, I'll find it. It is called OCLP.
If you Google it, Gary, Google whatever your model is. I can figure it out, so it's not too terribly difficult. Basically, you just need a thumb drive with a 16 gigabyte thumb drive, and it'll go and download the operating system, and then it'll load it onto the thumb drive, and it'll tell you hold down the command button whenever it loads, and then pick the right one, and then
Command R. Yeah.
Command R. It takes about, depending on the age of the computer, it could take from anywhere from about 20 minutes up to an hour. Yeah, Gary, that's it. Open Core Legacy Patcher. That's it. And I've got it running on 3 or 4 machines right now. No, it's no issues. If you have any issues, you got my phone number. You can call me. But yeah, there's some great videos out there. I just watched a YouTube video.
There's one that should work.
I only had one issue, and then Jacob figured it out for me, so it finished. It's important to have somebody that's way computer smart. And so I'm like, you know what? Let's pick the kid who grew up with no electronics to tell me how to work computers. That's what I wanted. So.
and truth.
There was
He's really good at it. He didn't have any of those bad influences of video games or anything. He went straight to the smart stuff.
I hate video
Straight to
games. To this day, I hate video games. They're the dumbest things ever invented.
So what other John won't tell you on his channel, but he'll tell you on this channel. Anything else that you want us to tell you negative about reselling? We'll tell you the truth.
You really want the truth? It's a waste of time. It's really a waste of time. It's all a facade. We make these videos to make money, and that's it. We really don't make money on YouTube. You want the truth. Well, at least that's the truth that some want to hear, right?
I have in the past made videos of showing people stuff which were good buys, which I didn't want to buy, and I have filled a cart up and then unloaded the cart when I got done. No more than 5 times, but I've done it. Remember, and that's the part people miss about all these YouTube creators, and how they never stop to think, man, this guy has a holy grail every week. You see from the perspective of the creator, and the creator is trying to get you to watch. And so the creator is only going to show you what they think that you're going to watch for an extended period of time. But people don't understand the psychology of a video of a lot of the creators that are popular YouTubers not the teaching YouTubers, but the other ones. And so then those people, you ever notice they never catch any flack, John? It's only us who try to solve people's problems, answer their questions, give them other ideas. We're the devil, but yet everyone who only shows you cherry picked videos of the best item they found, they're heroes.
I maybe we're easy targets. I guess I don't know.
That's why
or maybe we're over the target. How about that? We're over the target.
That's why y'all catch flack, and they don't really bother me much because they already know I don't give a fuck, and I'll tell them I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm starting to feel that way. Look, I care about the community. I certainly am not. The goal of my channel is not to piss anyone off, but I find that because I'm very opinionated and once I learn what works for me, I'm very, I tend to be, I guess you could say hard-headed because I've been hard-headed, but I know it works for me and you can't tell me otherwise. Now, that doesn't mean I have all the answers for you, but it does mean that I have a vision and answers for me, and I'm going to share it with the audience. That's why I have the channel. I don't make a channel to talk about everyone else's experience because I haven't experienced it. I don't know what Beard goes through on a daily basis. I can't speak for you. I don't know what works for you. I'm willing to bet that even though we say a lot of the same things, that you find a different path to find the success than I do. And it doesn't mean that you're wrong or that I'm wrong. It just means we do it differently.
Right.
I think it's an age thing too, like I said earlier, because I can look at what you say, I can look at what Josh says, and several other people that listen, and I can have a difference of opinion, and and be confident in my own skills and abilities. That maybe not everything's 100%, but I can glean some information, even if I don't agree 100% with somebody. I can get information from them that I can apply to my business.
Yep.
And most people don't understand that it's not about copying. It's about exposing yourself to information so that you can validate that information and then apply it to you in the best way that takes advantage of your skills, opportunities, and business model. And there's no one size fits all. And I don't, because we don't all buy the same thing. I mean, the stuff that I'm selling this weekend is selling very good right now. It keeps beeping. I don't sell any twigs that people grow to trees like Jacob does. Jacob does very nice selling twigs. He is, and I mean, he's so good at it. He's got his own Facebook group with quite a few people in it who he helps teach how to grow these things, because he understands the more knowledge he has and he can express, people will buy from him, and he's made himself an authority in that area.
Like money grows on trees.
My trees are money.
Literally.
It's money. That's correct.
And he wraps them in Magnum condoms.
Well, they're 8 inches, so 12 if you want extra.
This is so weird. So I'm in the storage building today, and I'm looking around, and I put my hands on this 2 terabyte drive, and I'm like, why is this thing not sold yet? It's been here forever and a day. 2 terabyte drive just sold. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, that's strange. That I physically looked at that thing and I thought, why is this damn thing still here? And it sells today.
I can't get past how much guy know about Magnums.
Yeah.
He watched the morning show.
I mean, we get that you know trees because, well, what else did you do for a hobby? But he's crazy. He's crazy good with computers. You know, in his own personal properties that he rents, you know, he's applied all that knowledge to all of them. Got programmable thermostats, and to the point where he, you know, if a resident uses too much water, he knows.
Right.
I mean, really smart stuff to really controlling costs. But he hates video games. He hates video games, though.
No video games, huh?
That's why his hair fell out like mine.
Because he never got to play them like we did.
Yeah.
What else?
It is a very common Amish genetic trait, losing your hair.
Is it from the hats?
I mean, it certainly could affect it, but I mean, also genetically.
Just spitballing, you know.
I saw that. It didn't look like a lot. It was what, 15, $12 plus $5 shipping for the Squishmallow. My brother, who used to be a reseller, was in a thrift store in Montgomery, Alabama, and calls me and says, "Man, they've got about 30 of these Squishmallows for $2 each. They've all got their tags. You want them?" I'm like, "Yep, yep."
That's when
I've
you
only
just
got like
into the cart.
I got like four. I got like 4 left now, so that's good. Yeah, Trey, I look forward to Monday. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This book is again, thank you for the suggestion on this one. This Profit First has been, it's gonna be revolutionary, and I really, if you were weak in the business aspect of it and the money side and the really allocating and that kind of stuff, man, do yourself a favor, read Profit First. Guy makes a lot of sense, very easy. You know, am I going to open 5 different checking accounts and do all that kind of stuff? Probably not, but I will do some of the shortcuts he says not to do, just to track and allocate. And I've already got 3 accounts, so I don't need 5.
Yeah, that's
J-Rod, what's up, man?
I got out of it.
So John was saying how miserable experience he had with you today, and he only bought 1 item, and y'all just made him feel terrible. All right, he didn't say any of that.
I learned a lot. I like to watch what people, buy and how they go about their business. So,
people discount that, man. I'm telling you, Harlan and I do yard sales, and because he sees things different and he's looking for a different platform. Man, we learn a lot from each other. It really, so many people will go. I've met other YouTubers who are like, "Oh no, I never do that. I never go to yard sales with anybody else." I'm like, dude, I live 5 states away. What the fuck difference does it make? Oh, I never do it. And this was a truly nice guy who I'm like, that was kind of weird, but it's amazing if you spend time with people. The first thing they do is they'll answer any questions. They'll show you what they do, because there's really no secrets in this game. The biggest thing
you guys understand together. No.
Why do you buy? I want to know. I don't care what you buy. Or, what's the process? Your thought process of buying that item. What did you see in it? Because it'll help me evaluate other things.
Well, he'll tell you. I was asking a lot of questions, just to pick his brain as to what he does, what he looks for. Because we're not always looking for the same thing when we go out, So maybe, he does some things differently than I would that I can incorporate next time I go.
So we were, J Rod, I mentioned you the other day. Me and Tracy, T Flips. I don't know if he's still here or not. Tracy, you still hanging out? He lives here in Huntsville, so he's part of the wing group. We do wings every Tuesday night. So Tracy and I meet at the thrift store every Tuesday, and then go to the wings. And we're walking through there. I'm like, damn hair curlers. J Rod says he makes all kinds of damn money on these damn curling irons and all this crap. I'm like, yeah, I don't have any interest. I'll just buy it and throw it in a box somewhere. But yeah, so we actually because I've seen a couple. I couldn't see quite a few of your TikToks, but I remember one of yours saying that you make a lot of money selling curling irons and all those kind of hair products. The last curling iron I used made this happen.
Oh
my God, it's terrible.
That's rough.
I know. All my hair just like, we're out of here. If you're gonna do that to them, we're out of here. But it's that's what it should be. It should be consuming content to. I don't need to know the model. I can evaluate a model of a curl line and whether it fits in my business model. All those kind of things. I don't need to know. Go out and buy it. Blah blah blah. Although if you watch, I can't believe I'm being nice to you, RJ, after you put damn War Eagle in my chat and continue to talk bad about my Crimson Tide. But he's got a YouTube channel. He shows you what he buys at Walmart, and he had some curling irons or something. He was showing that Walmart has the Revlon ones in the red box with the gift tags. They're all like 75% off right now, and it's in one of his shorts or one of his videos. So if you're interested in that someone who shows you what they're buying, all you see is RG's hand. He's like Todd's son. He's like Todd's son. You only see his hand. You see him walk around. You hear his wife. I'm assuming that's his wife, girlfriend, maybe baby mama, whatever. But you hear her in some of the videos. But he shows you what he buys in Walmart. But he actually had the Revlon curling irons. Only the ones with the gift tags on the box. The other ones are not on clearance. Yep. So that's the thing. People don't, unless you have so J-Rod is 5 to 8 brands for money. The rest of them don't sell. But how many people hear curling irons and go, I'm just going to buy them all. Yeah. And then they wonder, but I only paid a few dollars for them. But they're only worth a few dollars. You can't, that's a bad buy. You can't get out of it.
Yeah.
But then John told me to promote them, and now I'm losing money because he said the only way I'm going to sell them is to promote them. No, the screw up was you bought wrong.
Right, but they did everything else. But they did everything else right, though, Beard.
You can't fix it wrong. You can't fix a bad buy.
You can't recover from a bad buy. I mean, you could try to maybe recoup as much as you can, but if you get stuck with a bad buy, you can do everything else right, and it ain't gonna be good.
You're gonna fix the reality.
But I cringe when people say I do everything right, and yet I can't make any sales.
Yeah, that's the one nice thing about Amazon is everything is almost reduced to a price for the most part. And so it's whether it's an FBA item or an FBM item, and it's a price. And so there's not a lot of the games that go on. Sure, you can do the pay-per-click and they'll show you first and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
if you buy good items and have good prices on Amazon, it sells. That's one really nice thing I like. No, Larry.
Is there a willow clippings category on Amazon?
He does sell.
not specifically willows and not specifically cuttings.
Okay.
But you do sell over there, right?
Right.
He does.
On Amazon or eBay?
Amazon. Do you have an Amazon listing for those?
It's
do not.
too sketchy for me. I'm not sure that I'm willing to risk my Amazon account for that type of a product. I might do it this year, maybe, but I do well enough on eBay, and I don't know.
I want to see the video when you do that.
Hey, yeah, show us how you ought to make a video how you cut those things.
Make the cuttings?
Yeah.
Okay.
See it.
I think the last video you made, you were like some waterfalls or some crazy mess.
Probably.
That's the last one I remember. I think it might have been you and your brother, or so you and some friends, right?
Yep.
Had gone to a little hike to a waterfall. Yeah, that's the last one I remember.
Yep, I could do another one.
But yeah, risk your Amazon account. Then you're gonna be stuck with all them damn mugs. Then what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to really drink coffee.
Yeah.
I just have to resell them on eBay. Oh wait. Yeah.
Be stuck with all them Starbucks mugs. That would be terrible.
They're only going to go up in value. I only have 30 or 40 sitting on the shelf.
So, did anybody in the chat buy any of the crazy mugs from this weekend? Was it yesterday they came out?
No, the Stanley Cups.
Stanley Cups come out yesterday.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's been the last few days. I think it was yesterday.
No, they only allow you to buy two. So, I mean, really, is it worth that headache to go and make $50 or $60?
Right.
Yeah, 2 per person.
Probably not.
Was it only Targets or were they in regular stores too?
That color was specific Target only, Target exclusive.
What's funny is though, you look at the solds, you see a bunch of knockoff brands that are look kind of like it that are selling for that amount, right? $80 or $90. Like, wow.
But there were a lot of people who supposedly got them early. The stores put them out before the date. They were supposedly getting into 200s for those things. You know, it was all over. I saw a bunch of them on Instagram. You know, a bunch of these people trying to get people to sign up for their Discords. But in case you are an Amazon seller and you didn't catch what Jacob said, you got to take that extraordinary serious. You've got to really understand reselling and make business decisions on Amazon. It is a wise business decision. Do you do something that risks your entire account because Amazon don't play? Or right. Do you understand the value, the long-term value of what your account is worth and follow the rules? And here's if something is a little sketchy, your spidey sense should go off. Amazon Seller 99 will tell you the same thing. Your spidey sense will start going off and going, maybe that's not the best idea. If it makes Amazon mad or puts them in a bind, they're going to hit me with a sledgehammer.
And just bounce on it.
And I'm going to be writing a damn action plan, like the whoever it was the Four Tops, whoever it was, begging and pleading during the symphony. It'll be terrible. All right, so if y'all don't have anything else, I'm gonna shut this down and go take a nap because this drink is starting to. I just realized you might be able to monetize this video. Are you losing your touch? I know. I really hadn't said anything bad in this one tonight, other than dropping some F-bombs. Let's go check and see how bad if my video is currently the one last week was already under review or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah, what did they decide?
Yeah, it was limited monetization last week. Let's see live. No, because I didn't even turn the monetization on.
Yeah.
That's how good I am. Hey, don't do like me.
Right.
So she found another. Ping says she searched her in the chat and found and sold a 199 and another two. That pink tumbler. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't have it turned on, Larry, so they're not coming for me yet. I just try to speak the truth. I tell you what I think, and trust that you have an opinion. Whether it's you can hate everything I stand for, but I would hope that you can learn from my experience. You can learn from the things that I at least try with. Not everybody is willing to tell you. I'm a terrible business person running my own small business for 10 years. And that was really kicked in my as I've been driving around the stores listening to an audiobook. I hear him yelling at me. I hear John yelling at me for all the shit he's been trying to tell me for the last 5 years that I've been stubborn and not listened. Yeah. I mean, YouTubers show you the good part. They don't show you the bad part, and they don't. I'm a little different. If I screw up, I'll tell you. I'll make a video saying, "Hey, don't do that. I screwed that up." It's just, it's not important to me that I look perfect because I know I'm not perfect. I'm just trying to help, give you something to think about. And once John convinces y'all he doesn't care if y'all flame him or not, then we're really gonna have some fun. Once y'all come for him in the chat and it's all blocked off, that's the greatest feeling. As a YouTuber, that's the greatest feeling that somebody has written this diatribe 10 miles long and it's kicked my keywords in the chats and it has been hidden and waiting for my approval. And I read the first sentence and I'm like, I really don't care one bit or another. Delete. And it's gone. And not only did this person who spent 10 minutes typing and carrying on and getting all this anger out, I didn't even get to the first sentence before I hit delete. And then I'll look down and there'll be 2 or 3 others, and I'll go, you know what? I'll hit the one button that deletes them all without even reading the rest of them. Wow. That's awesome. Tommy, it is sad that smoke and mirrors actually sells. And that's probably why I sucked as a car salesman, because I was terrible at it, even though I love cars. Love them. Can tell you everything about them. If you look at my Instagram feed right now, it's full of Volkswagens and Volkswagen Beetles and all kinds of muscle cars or Mustangs and everything else. And especially Challengers and Chargers. But I mean, somebody actually had a video to say, was this a cool car or one of the uglier ones from the 60s? And it was one of the high wing Chargers. I'm like, this is just dumb. That's a petty car. It's one of the greatest cars ever. Yeah, the Monopoly comments. Oh my God, they were crazy. Babes with bugs don't count. Tracy, what makes you think they're half naked in front of a Volkswagen? That's winning on both counts.
Right.
I only know that I'm winning it is if I see one and Harlan doesn't beat me to it. Let's see if we can find one. That was a there's another Volkswagen, Dachshunds. I'm slipping because I have not. See, you talk about that, and not even. And then you see these creepy people show up on my Instagram. Never listen to that guy. If you don't follow Roman on Instagram, you're missing out on some serious comedy. He posts I'll scroll through Instagram when there'll be some meme or something just absolutely off the wall insane, and I'll look down and it's Roman. Every single time it's Roman. Yeah, there's been no naked Volkswagens yet. What the heck? And then there's this guy. If y'all watch classic cars and insurance guys, he's with Jay Little a lot. The black guy who wears the bow tie, and he's the greatest. We're talking about classic cars. Look at that old Mercedes. He's the greatest. I know, Tracy. I'm slipping. I'm telling you, I'm flipping through here. I can't even find one. I'll look it up just for you. Nope, I can't. So if y'all want a good channel to follow, it's called VW Bugs and Babes. I can't find it. So Tommy says when you started back in the day, reality was all there to work. Yeah, I don't get that, Tommy. Am I the only one who notices that you start watching somebody and go, either I'm watching the same day that they're messing with me, or they never take these clothes off.
Right.
And I can make a talking head video, and it takes me 4 days. And I'm wearing like 4 outfits of clothes. I'm like, I wonder if anybody notices. No way. Roman should be on everybody's watch list. Roman is so Marjorie, my dad had a Carmageddon convertible, and he sold it with my brother. So my brother and I are a year apart, and so my parents were divorced. So that was the only car he was driving because he had a truck at some point. But there was a lot of time when I was growing up. Me and my brother would have to fight over. If you guys don't know a Carmageddon, it looks like a little baby Porsche. It's got 2 seats, and there's like a little deck behind the back seats. So one of us will ride in the front seat, and the other one will have to lay across the back. And once we got so big, he ended up selling that car because, we were too big to all 3 of us ride in a Carmageddon convertible. I've always wanted one, I've really this is another thing. I watch so many car videos and listen to Mike Machowski, however you say his name. I'm like, why have I not put profits away like I should have first, so that I could be enjoying the fruits of my labor? And I should have a classic car. I should have a fun. I shouldn't still be struggling every day and working to death. I should be. There should be a reward for the man. Starting a business is hard. Running a business is hard work, and keeping up with it and doing all the things that are required is work, and you should be rewarded for your effort. Yeah. So Tom was talking about Perry. I don't. I used to watch him early on. I don't watch hardly any resellers. I watched Josh and John. I think that's about it. Oh, and I watched the Hand, the world's most sexy Hand. I'm on his show a lot. But, you need some, you need some differentiation in your life. I can only eat, live, breathe reselling so much that they go, oh, but don't you watch to do this and that? I'm like, no. No.
You want good videos about mowing your yard? I'm your man.
Yeah.
That is one of the greatest videos nobody's seen.
I've seen
videos I need to start making.
Oh my! I'm telling you right now that of Todd walking around his yard, mowing his yard, that thing blowing up enough smoke that it looks like he's running some kind of steel plant. That is one of the greatest videos. Marjorie, that's a good one. So also, I have not seen that video I'm putting, but I kind of sometimes like Shannon Sharp, sometimes don't. Cat Williams used to be funny until he. So he's a little different. Cat's got great ideas and a funny. I mean, really funny. But once he walked it up to the edge and started talking about the overlords. They sort of jerked him back in line, and he went all back politically correct again. He used to be really funny, but not as much anymore. Have we seen the mansion Tracy's building? Have not. She's demanding $300,000. I've met her in person a couple times, and she's one of the few people I know who drives more aggressive than me. Holy crap! If y'all have never met Tracy Parks, she was driving to the parking lot. It scared me. It was crazy. The couple years, because she went to the thing, the green room meetup, the couple times that Harlan and I went to Texas. All right, I'll put that on my list, man. It's good to see you here tonight, man. You comment a lot. Don't see you in the chat a lot anymore, but you always have something pretty interesting to say. Tommy done talked him up. Kent finally woke up in Louisiana. What's up, Kent?
I agree with Kent 100%, by the way. He's on point. What he said, I agree with it 100%. It's on point.
What was it? Oh, that's what Tommy mentioned, Kent, in your chat. Reason why some of the times Tommy doesn't have to go through authentication is because his high rank in the category is probably I would think the reason, that would be my guess, is the reason why sometimes they skip his authentication is because of his rank in the category of shoes.
You think eBay is that sophisticated? I don't think so. I think it's more likely that it's a glitch than it is that.
Probably true. I think we give eBay too much credit. It sounds good for them though. If you apply logic, you can't apply logic to eBay. That's what people don't understand. You cannot apply logic to eBay. You can't apply it to Amazon because the problem with these platforms is two people can do the same thing and get completely different results. Two people can go completely wrong against the rules, and one will get hammered, and one will just carry on bouncing around like unicorns and fairies.
Yeah,
it's that's my biggest problem on Amazon is not. I don't mind the rules. I actually like the rules. I'm a person that if it's black and white and you say do this and don't do that, okay, I won't do either. I'll do what I'm supposed to. It's the fact that they treat every account's not treated equal. I'm like, everything's a computer algorithm. If something steps out of line, everybody should pay the same penalty, but they don't. That drives me a little crazy.
Yep. But isn't that our justice system right there? All summed up.
You want to watch an interesting? So Uncle Putin, you want to watch an interesting video? Watch the video of Tucker interviewing Epstein's brother. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. So John, that's what I would think. So these platforms are not. We think that it's. We personify eBay and Amazon. We think that there's some big, like the Wizard of Oz. There's somebody behind the curtain who's controlling the puppets, and it's really just computer programming. And that's the thing that is so maddening because once you understand that it's computer programming that does most of this, how does it miss so badly on so much?
I would say if you want to read more into that, what John just said, go on to innovation.ebayinc.com. It's an eBay website, and you can read all the AI that they have going. Well, it won't give you all the proprietary stuff, but they have AI so integrated into what eBay does, not just what we see, but in what they do within their own internal processes. AI is a big part of it already. So yeah, I believe that is a lot of what we see when they say the person in the back room. It's really AI.
Yeah, Tommy, I did see Superman go right over the bench of that judge. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that was here in Vegas, I think. Raiders need to sign that guy.
Larry, I think Missouri is going to have a heck of a football team next year. The SEC is going to be crazy next year. Missouri is going to be good. Ole Miss is going to be crazy. Even though they just lost their running back today, Ole Miss is going. They're probably better for it. Georgia and Alabama are both going to be good. If you've seen the Tennessee quarterback, they've got a quarterback that's extremely accurate. He'll be a freshman, so they're probably a year off. But you're bringing in Texas, who just, could have won on the last play. You bring in Oklahoma. The SEC is going to be crazy next year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Big Ten finally adds a few more teams, so maybe it won't be the cakewalk it always is. And you got 12 teams going into the playoffs next year. Next year should be college football in general is going to be wild next year. Can't wait. I don't know if anybody's in here from Miami or not. 104 people, Martha. I don't know. That's the most disappointing. Am I mad at Alabama? By the end of the weekend, I'll be over the loss. It usually takes about a week. I won't watch the championship game because I'm still pissed off. Because I truly, even though my dad's family is from Michigan and they're all Michigan fans, and a lot of Michigan graduates, they were caught cheating. They shouldn't be eligible. I said it. So I'm not going to watch the game because I'm still mad because we should have beat them. If we could just hike the damn ball, we would have beat them. So, but there's no more games after Monday. There's no more college football. I might watch it just for the fact that this is the last college football game for the next 9 months. 9 months. I'll have to watch Miami and hope that Miami or the Eagles can win it all because they have the most Alabama players. Don't say no to football. So, Kent, is LSU getting any better? You're down there. I'm assuming LSU is your team. Are y'all getting any better? I have not heard. Jay, that's why you've been banned from the show today because I can't hear any of that Washington stuff. Jay tried to come over here and I just said, you know what? I can't take it. All right, Tracy. Tracy, you going anywhere in the morning? Are you going to that? Have you been to that estate sale? Probably not. Coach O is coming back. Jay, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm pulling for Washington. I'm with you. Go Huskies. I'm with you. The hell with Michigan. I'm with you. Let's go. I have thought Washington was going to lose all year, and they have proved me wrong all year. I'm with Washington. Let's go. Anybody else got anything on resale they want before I shut this down? It'll be like Wednesday. I'll just be talking and hit the button. So Kent, Josh came back today. Today was his first. I haven't watched it. Today was his first day back. I forgot about it. I was. I don't know. What the hell was I doing at noon today?
Yeah, Josh was talking about not selling anything in January.
Yeah, we got the power hour that kind of goes into that tomorrow. Trying to brainstorm and figure it out. But yeah, he's having some sales issues.
So he mentioned I saw in your chat.
If his store doesn't sell something every day, something's wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't had any problems with eBay, so let's see. Where's eBay?
My sales have been kind of crappy, but today, nothing to get excited about at all today. But the last time I started a offsite campaign, the next 24 hours was absolutely just garbage, nothing. So I expect through tomorrow afternoon, I'll probably have no sales.
I mean, my goal is 200 a day, and I'm averaging 190, so it's all right.
Today.
Yeah, it's
Today.
Yeah, Tommy.
283. And I'm part-time.
Josh needs a meth addiction. Yeah, the Ravens they're going to be tough to beat, man. And I hope our quarterback really pays attention to that game because he truly looks like the Ravens quarterback a few years older. And he's so determined not to be labeled as a running quarterback when he is just a scary, crazy athlete. I'm like, dude, if they're going to leave that open, take off and run. You scoring, you running a touchdown, and you throwing a touchdown counts the same. Yeah, Tommy, I 100% agree with you. With that sheer dollar amount he's got in inventory and the sheer numbers and the quality of inventory. But I'm telling you, that it's a terrible combination, with eBay having its glitches and having its issues in the economy. And the economy people are struggling right now. People are now realizing how much money they spent for Christmas, even though we haven't seen the Christmas numbers. I think they're going to be bad. And then you're gonna have people who are facing debt or facing, supposedly the economy added 216,000 jobs as Google just announced more layoffs. And yeah, they're going to start cutting the interest rate, which is going to drive the price of houses up.
Jake.
The economy has a lot to do with this. The difference. Everybody goes, but Amazon's up. Everybody else should be up. The difference between eBay and Amazon, well, not only the volume, Amazon sells way more commodity goods than eBay does.
Since Scott mentioned something about housing, I'll jump on that bandwagon for a second. But I'll tell you, this is my prediction for 2024 regarding housing prices. I think we will see as much of an explosion of price this year as we did in 2020.
I think so too. I think they're gonna take advantage of the fact that as the interest rate comes down, people can qualify for more price, for more payment. So then they will raise the houses to fit the payments they can fit in max to continue to put them in an economic bind. You're going to ever buy a house,
the banks are willing to give you, and so people are greedy enough or naive enough to take the max.
So if you're going to buy a house, buy it in the next 3 to 4 months, because I think once the first rate adjustment comes, and then you're going to be on the heels of a second one pretty quick. With the downward trend in the interest rates, the prices, because don't kid yourselves, we're already we're still in a seller's market. There's not any supply, and so the prices are just going to jump. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. The supply is still, I mean, the supply certainly has, the amount of sales has slowed down drastically, but a lot of that is due to price, not because of supply.
Because people can't qualify for the houses, but as the interest rate drops, it means you can afford more payment.
Yep.
I tricked them, Kent. So for those of you who don't know, there's 2 doors. So if I go through the garage and come out here, Phoebe thinks I left. If I come out the back door, Phoebe knows I'm out here. So Phoebe thinks I'm gone. So yeah. So they're asleep, yes. They're in there with Johnny. I usually get a text, Phoebe's looking for you. But yeah, the housing market is, which I'm not selling. I'm just sitting here. So if they want the prices want to go up, let the whole neighborhood go up. I don't care.
Someone who bought, let's just say somebody who bought at early 2020 or even mid 2020 probably will be able to pull out a significant profit by middle to third, we'll say middle of the year to third quarter. That's my prediction. Again, I could be completely wrong. In fact, I hope I am wrong, but that's my prediction.
Yeah, I think the difference is right now you've got people that are buying that have to buy a house. Where in the last couple of years, whenever the markets and the interest rates were down and everything was crazy, people were selling to upgrade houses. They would sell this house, and that is out of the market right now due to the interest rate. But once the interest rate, you'll have a lot of people that not only it'll bring those people back to the market, plus the people that need a house, and so that's gonna fuel. Which this house we bought this house in 2017. And it's overdone. It was a 183, and it's currently worth north of 450. Because I keep getting emails from our lender. I think we're down to 11.8 years, telling me that if you need it, you've got $383,000 in equity. I'm like, no, I don't need it. Thanks. Please quit tempting me with your mess. Go away. Go away.
Oh, Jake, you just lost 20 years putting that hat on.
Oh.
What happened? Because of fireworks supermarket. Yeah, Kent. In the short time we've owned this house is gone. And currently, you know how many houses are for sale in this neighborhood?
Yeah.
None.
Like my neighborhood, there were like what 225,000 when we moved in here. Now they're going up for over $1 million. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, my house in Dallas Fort Worth would be worth $450,000. I paid $93,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we built this garage. So without the garage, it would. This garage adds 50 to it. It would probably worth 400 without the garage. But this is permitted and it's heated and cooled, so it adds. Because even though it's a garage, it's insulated and everything, just like. So it doesn't have central heat. It's got a unit back there at the back.
True that, John. Worldwide.
Yeah, the job.
Oh, it definitely is.
It's going to be a crazy year, folks. Just buckle up. I mean, you just don't know the craziness that's going to happen. I ask you to just think about this right now. With all the stuff that you've seen, no matter what side of the aisle you've on, you've got to admit that you've got a president who is compromised with China, our biggest adversary, and all the craziness, and all the politicians on both sides of the aisle are bought and sold and blackmailed, and Shifty Schiff went to the island 70 times or whatever it is. What did they do when Trump is 30 points up in July? There's gonna be an assassination attempt on it. I can promise you. Oh, and then all hell breaks loose. What do you do then? They brought all these illegals are running around here. Nobody knows who they are. What happened to the country?
They're going to make sure Nikki Haley is their top pick. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle they're on. They're going to make sure Nikki Haley's the one that gets in there because she's the worst. She's as worst as anybody in there that does exactly what they want.
You notice the phony polling they started putting up on her this week, claiming that she's catching up with Trump.
Yeah,
I don't know one soul that says the one thing positive about her. She's as slimy as they come.
Yeah. And
everybody knows
it's so obvious. It's so obvious too. It's like
she's got a truck in the back. Everybody knows it. But I say a lot of this. I don't care what aisle. You can be on whatever. You can be a staunch Democrat. I just want you to understand what the economic climate is and what the political climate is, because how does it affect your business? That should be the most important 100% thing to you is how does it affect your business? As the interest rates come down and the dollar continues to lose more and more, you're going to have to make more money. Your business, you're going to have to be more streamlined to make more money to support yourself because your dollar is going to buy less and less. Just think about how expensive. Go look at the price of bread and all things you buy. Is there anybody whose business insurance didn't go up this year?
I'm sure it will. I haven't paid it yet.
We just got our latest housing. Somebody in the neighborhood was complaining. Nobody in this neighborhood got less than 10% increases on their homeowners this year. I mean, everything you're doing is more expensive. So that means in order to just break even, you've got to be 10% better at reselling and making your money to just maintain your current status. People don't talk about maintaining your current status. Most channels won't touch it. They don't want they want you to think the most important thing is promoted listings and whether or not you should promote or not. You got to sell items. You got to buy right. You've got to run a lean ship. You've got to understand what your numbers are, and if it means promoting in order to sell, so you can turn it twice. There's so much. They get so stuck on small details. There's so much more to it. The details of reselling.
Jenna.
What up?
Yeah.
I don't have those big girl panties on. I don't have any more drink left.
Oh boy. Uh-oh, Kent's here.
and Kent woke up for a night.
Hi, Kent.
Did Kent just say something about flat Earth being flat? Are you talking about flat Earth? We can go on that for a while. Oh, so let's do that, John. You want to make a pact? Me, you, and Josh will make a pact from now on. No matter what we do on our counts, we'll just tell everybody to stop promoting and save the 10%.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, what 86 people here will make this the super secret pact. I'm going to help increase all y'all's sales. From this point forward, we'll just tell them never promote. It sucks. They can never sell another thing if they promote. It kills their account. Tom can be a spokesman. Yeah, how are we going to split the dues up if we start a union?
I'll be the secretary.
Maybe we'll charge y'all and we'll hang out every day until one of us gets suspended, and then we'll still charge you. You ever think about that? These same people who are the same people who are attacking you are the same ones who are paying someone who has been kicked off the platform permanently to tell them how to sell on the platform that they have been kicked off permanently.
Yeah. Well, the same ones that are attacking me are making deals with Temu, and endorsing and having people buy stuff off on other sites than eBay. And then they wonder, well, why am I not making sales? Why are you pushing other platforms like that you can't sell on?
I made one order. It was all shit. It was all shit.
Oh, it's crap.
It's all crap.
We ordered it. We ordered some stuff, and it's like it almost. I think all but one item went back. Return.
All right, man. It's not good.
Yeah, okay, I bought shoes on TikTok Shop. Okay.
Oh god.
Both exactly the same size from the same seller. Just to wear to the gym, basically. I just wanted to see what they like because they were like $15 a pair. Okay. Here's one. Size 10 shoe. Okay. Now tell me that this shoe and this shoe are the same size. Not even close.
The black one's smaller.
They're not even the same color.
Well, they're not the same color, but one pair. Obviously, this is both the left shoe, whatever. But one shoe was way too small for a 10, and the white one was way too big for a 10.
Wow.
But I mean, they're shoes. I mean, I can't wear this pair, but
yeah. Are they the same ones you can buy on Amazon? They're like the so-so. They got the numbers on them.
That what?
Are they the ones that are on Amazon that supposedly is the bestseller on Amazon? Nurses supposedly.
No, they're knockoffs of the same. They're probably knockoffs of it. Yeah, it's like this one is a knockoff of it. It's like literally weighs maybe 3 ounces, 4 ounces maybe.
Like you're floating.
Yeah.
You know what my biggest problem is with those shoes? Any of those with those white bottoms, they wear out so fast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
there's a reason they're $15.
Yeah, they wear out so fast.
Yeah, they do.
I just needed new shoes to wear to the gym because my shoes are always getting dirty everywhere and like, yeah. So.
But yet you buy white shoes to wear to the gym, and your excuse is that they get dirty.
Well, I mean, I bought one pair of black ones, so
Those are black. I get that, but not the white ones, man.
You know how long?
Well, they're just for the gym.
You know how long my gym shoes last?
You've never worn them yet.
Never been there.
They're still good.
Yeah, you've never worn them. That's why.
You're still in the box.
They're probably not even that dirty.
What's the brand on that?
There isn't a brand.
LT.
Is that like a division of LG?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Like so many.
Lawrence Taylor Award.
They actually came from Guangzhou, China. That's where they were actually shipped from.
Oh, wow.
I watched the tracking. I guess it took
That's terrible.
8 days. Well, it wasn't
So
bad.
that's I can tell you what the difference is. One of them was made by a 3-year-old. The other was probably made by a 5-year-old. One got it right, one didn't.
No, I'm like literally. They were both size 10 shoes, and even of course, in the middle inside says European size, but European size 43 and
Ming and Ching. There you go. Ming is 3, Ching is 5. There you go. Never let me drink and get on the internet. This is terrible.
14.
Did you have to get a new COVID shot to wear those?
Oh my god.
send me the address to the Willow Patch. You can probably pretty easily figure out where the Willow Patch is.
Ooh, I know where it is.
But guess what? Virginia has a felony at $200 theft.
What if you accidentally run over it? Is it theft if you run over it and you just pull it up?
What if you accidentally run over?
Hey, if you can run over one of these trees that's literally this big, and it's only 6 years old, good luck.
Challenge accepted.
I don't drive a Jeep. Have you seen how big that truck is?
Like I said.
And you know I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So when are people going to understand how long do you think TikTok and all these places last selling such cheap merchandise like that? Do you think people continue to buy stuff that is so awful?
Well, I mean, it's like any platform; it has to mature.
You know, I heard there's people that actually buy these shirts, these cheap shirts. They wear them once, as long as they can wear them. They don't bother to wash them because they'll fall apart. They will wear them multiple times until they can't wear it anymore, and they'll just throw them away.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. No, when I visited China 10 years ago, whatever it was, I took just basically enough just to wear there and to wear back. And I bought all the clothes while I was there. I threw it away.
Did you eat dog or anything? Because they serve dog.
Oh.
Not that I was aware of, but I did eat scorpion.
I think
crispy deep fried scorpion.
I think that was the key words. Not that you were aware of.
All right. Well, I mean, you go to any Chinese restaurant here, you don't know what you're eating.
Yeah. So woof.
He's in Tommy. He's in the. He's near.
He's pretty safe.
Was I on Breaking Amish? No, but I know somebody who was.
Ooh.
Which one?
Chris, I guess. I think it goes by Chris on there. It's not his real name, but yeah.
How funny.
When she's not watching the violence.
So that show is very Breaking Amish is very inaccurate as far as like it's.
Oh, you can totally tell.
I mean, but okay, if you look up a really old show that PBS did called Amish in the City, a spoof of Sex in the City, it's as accurate as you can probably expect a television show to be. It's really old. I don't know if any of the episodes are still available anywhere, unless you go like on BitTorrent or something like that.
A reality show, or
yep,
okay.
Yeah. So it was a reality show, but they kept it very accurate. I've watched. I don't know. It was only one season, but I watched all 9 or 10 episodes, and it is representative of reality.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Somebody block Easy Money Adventures. Who is that loser? Okay, I'm kidding. Don't block my brother. Damn. I didn't know you still had a YouTube account, Terry. Damn.
Amish Mafia. Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Mother yesterday. She said you had the coof. You were damn near dead. What the hell?
Wait, there's an Amish Mafia?
Yes.
There's a show about it.
How does that
show
work?
about it?
Chick was the fixer.
You might be high. No shit.
That might be my family's Facebook group chat icon.
See all the interesting stuff y'all hear. Yeah, put up with 2 hours of shit to come to the good stuff.
Yeah, right. It's always better on the backside.
You know, because I really think the future of reselling, a lot of it's going to be social media. I think there's going to be a huge push this year into, eBay is going to roll. At some point, they're going to roll out the eBay Live to compete with Poshmark and compete with whatnot. And it's if you can, let's just face it, I've accepted the fact that I'm not the most handsome man, and I can turn a camera on. You can get on TikTok, and if you got the personality just above a block of wood, you can convince people to buy whatever you're selling. Just tell them the positive parts of it and give them a good price, and sell a lot of stuff. I really think the future of reselling is going to push more towards. If you don't believe me, open up your Amazon app on your phone, and there's a button on the very bottom. It's Amazon Inspire. They are allowing. Not only can an influencer put a video on the bottom, so if you click on the video and watch the review of the product, now they're allowing influencers to do live demonstrations and stuff, showing you stuff with links in it. It's called Amazon Inspire, where they are using influencers to live show you products on the Amazon app. There's just going to be more and more of this stuff where there's more of a connection from the seller to the buyer. It's the way I look at it is, so online is so impersonal, just scanning through an Amazon or whatever. And a lot of people miss that interaction of the salesperson in the store, so-and-so that you've known that you've bought all your appliances from or suits from or whatever. Now you've got someone you supposedly know on a website who is telling you, hey, buy this. I think this is great. It's a combination of old school selling and new school. And I think that's going to be incredibly popular over the next few years. Tommy, you're exactly right, because I was there tonight. Her husband split his pants and fell off the stage in Chicago. That was some shit.
What?
The first reseller rally, Nicole State was one of the organizers and speakers, and her husband was up there with her, and he sort of stepped wrong. It was a little bitty rickety stage, and I ended up ripping his pants from one end to the other on the stage in front of everybody. Yeah, that was interesting.
What Dusty one time called him Tattoo Head.
Shred Packs, absolutely. Ask away. We like questions. We don't know if you like the answer, but we like questions. I'm gonna give you the truth. John will be nice and tell you the friendly answer. Yeah, Jennifer, it really is QVC. But QVC is at a different. How many people think about QVC and think, oh, they just sell the older people? It's not. It's It's reaching it's using these platforms to reach a new generation. These influencers are very popular with these young people. Shred Packs, you cannot make six figures. Have a nice life.
You got to have an extreme knowledge of things, and you probably need a little help, like a spouse or someone like that.
Just the cash flow itself will kill you if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, just the fact how much outlay you have to make to sell 100,000 a year, you probably have to have 500,000 in cash to support that at least.
I'm just kidding, Shred Packs. You can. I know quite a few people who make six figures. So it's not. It would be the exception, not the rule. It's really. Can you build a business to support that? Because remember, if you want to sell six figures, you've got to buy enough inventory in these thrift stores to sell six figures. I would challenge you to, you can love thrifting and you can put that in as part of your business model, but in order to push up to six figures, you need a quality source. You need to figure out a way, and it's very hard to do that much thrifting and that much listing. So, but it definitely can be done. But because there's quite a few people, but I would challenge you. A lot of people. Where are you going to buy enough stuff? That would be my question for you.
Like out here in Vegas, we have at least 20 I'd say at least 20 thrift stores throughout the valley.
If you were looking at my thrift stores in Huntsville, Alabama, you couldn't do it. Okay, so I don't sell clothes, but I think our thrift stores suck. Is that you there?
No, but if you watch Breaking Amish, these two guys were probably these are the only two that I can say for sure were actually Amish in their life. But this one's from Breaking Amish. These two were actually Amish, grew up Amish. The rest of them were mostly fake. I wouldn't say every single one of them, but most of them were. But these two were not. These two were actually Amish.
So reselling freedom. There's the answer you need. That's all the talking around all of us do. That's the answer. It's going to be a lot of work. You say you love thrifting? That's the start. Where's your passion? You're going to need to understand business and understand the platforms. Starting out is tough. Second year is that's a very good goal. First year, you're going to do so much learning about, just because you thrift, it's a different animal to go, hey, I love thrifting, to I'm thrifting to buy what other people want and what I can, what the demand is and what the price is and what the arbitrage number is what I can buy for or what I can sell it for. But it's definitely possible. But you would need to build to it. Most people want to immediately quit and go head on to this full time. I think for most folks, part time is very smart. It gives you a glimpse into the business. It gives you a time to understand the cash flow. It gives you understand and what the demand of products is, what your sourcing is, and all those things. Marjorie, that's where you live to is 100% correct. It's how much stuff can you if you live in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, how much stuff do you expect to thrift? Doesn't mean it can't be done, but it just means that you would need to supplement the thrifting with other sources of inventory to do that.
Means 35, maybe 40 miles between cities. I've done gas.
Ideally, if you're for thrift stores to be a really good source, you need a fairly large population with lots of upward momentum where they literally just go donate all their stuff and go buy new stuff. So if you have a demographic like that, you may do really well.
So I just outed Reselling for Freedom. They live in nowhere, Kansas. I've probably been by your house then. Because between me and Dave, we've been to a lot of Kansas. There is a lot of cornfield. I almost wrecked the van in Kansas. No lie. If my brother who was in here a minute ago, his high ass is still here. I was on the phone with my brother and I was heading towards Missouri. I was in Kansas and I told him, oh, it was dusk, and he's like, you better watch out for deer and all that crazy mess. I'm like, man, I can see for miles and miles and miles. There ain't shit out here. There ain't no deer out here. No more than I got that word out of my mouth. 5 of them went right across the front of the van. Scared the living. One of the most scary things I've done in a car. It scared the absolute crap out of me. Oh, Coffeyville, Kansas. Yeah, I've been there. Scared the. I mean, oh my God! I don't know how I didn't wreck the van that night.
Crazy
my brother
life made a good living in Kansas.
Did my brother ask me if I'm all right? What's wrong? He is too busy laughing at me because I had just told him no deer as I almost wrecked my van into a deer. All I could hear is, "You're dumb as hell. Ha ha ha, you're a dumbass." That's all I could hear. Laughing and laughing and laughing. I know y'all can't imagine that, but that's what I heard. Every now and then he reminds me of that crazy shit. I'll say something dumb and he'll go, "Yeah, just like there's no deer in Kansas." Ha ha ha. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that was like 7 years ago, dude. You gonna forget it? Nope. Oh wow. Yeah, I had no clue. I mean, I was in open. I mean, for open fields, you can see for miles, and there they come. Zoom.
Yep.
But yeah, it's 100% possible. It's just most people start off thrifting. I'll give you that. Most people start off thrifting, and that's an interest into it, and then you quickly find and adapt, and they still thrift. They do other things as well, which is I would tell you not to stop thrifting because that's the passion. Drive the passion in your business.
I might even add it back into what I do. I have a Deseret Industries that's half a mile from where I'm at. I pass it every day, so it's like, why not stop in there for 10 to 15 minutes?
Jennifer's still in the chat. I've talked to her like 6 times in the last 2 days. I've talked 3 times. I'm like, I'd call her and she'd answer the phone. I'm like, I'm fucking back. I mean, I've had so much fun back to retail arbitrage and the hunting and I would tell you, a lot of people face burnout, and I have been one this for several years. I've really a lot of burnout with reselling after 10 years of doing it. But you can't forget the passion that drives it. And man, what really excited me early on was just hunting down shit in the middle of nowhere. I'm telling you,
just getting up and going.
Man, I had a lot of fun in Kansas. Because nobody goes to Kansas. Kansas is great because nobody goes there. Nebraska is great. Nobody goes there.
There's no place like home.
Tick, tick. A lot of flies. That was fun. Freaking Kansas.
Except for the wind. Oh my God. In Wichita, I thought that, I'm like, I realize why y'all make so many planes here. Everybody, the wind is like a permanent wind tunnel. Yeah, one of my goals this year, Reselling for Freedom, is to the Nebraska junk jaunt. I'm going to make the Nebraska junk jaunt. Damn, I've been talking about that for like 5 years. I'm going to source my way out there and ship Amazon FBA, and then fill the van full of junk to carry back to sell on eBay.
Yeah. Hold you back.
No, not a bad week. I've been on the phone with you most of the week. Yeah, Jennifer's making a great point. Is you've really got to understand what you love about this business and the freedom and things that allows you, because she's had a tough year, and it's been a struggle to find the willpower to keep going, especially when you're the only one in your business. And so most people that I know that are resellers are really mentally strong people, because you have to survive and force yourself to work no matter what the circumstance. It's a lot of the struggle that nobody talks about. There's
people don't fail, they quit.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, because because reselling continues on. It's not the business models or anything that fails. It's people, personal situations, or whatever causes life beats them into a pulp.
Yep.
All right, I quit. I'm going to bed. I quit.
All right, take it easy.
All right, Dan.
Can we have Gwen on the show so we can teach you not to quit?
As soon as my death pile gets small enough for her to wedge in here.
But Jenny can make it. Can't Gwen make it? All right, man. We'll see you, Todd. I'm shutting. I'm like 5 minutes away to shut this down.
We all got bigger.
Before you start, never promote. I want to go on the record as telling everyone never promote. Promoting your listing sucks. Never promote.
I don't do it.
Down in the link below, there'll be a link to join the union and send the dues.
Right, $49.99 a month is what we're charging, and we'll provide you representation in case eBay comes after you.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Don't be bullied by eBay. Pay the $49.99 for insurance.
Stand up for yourself. Don't allow them to implement rules that affect you.
Yeah.
How dare they? How dare they set regulations on their platform?
Right.
Is that not the audacity of people? People think that a platform which provides opportunity has no right to change the rules and set the rules and parameters for which you're allowed to use their platform. That's crazy.
Someone put in one of the comments, how do we allow eBay to? Like, I didn't even read the rest of the comment. What do you mean? How do you allow eBay?
Right.
You read the terms and conditions that you agreed to when you listed your first item. Come on.
Right.
But you know, it would be a really great example. We need to find someone who is. I know Jacob's had a gold and silver business, but we truly need somebody who has run. I think Pete the OG. He's not listening to this, not watching this, but somebody needs to reach out to Pete. Pete needs to. He has a great audience and a huge reach. He needs to explain to these people the cost of running that brick and mortar he runs. And there's a reason why he sells on eBay to supplement to help run that brick and mortar. Does Pete think he can make would he be successful as an entrepreneur just as the brick and mortar and not have the online option and not have the YouTube?
You're probably going to hear from Pete really soon.
I got a lot of respect for Pete. I've met him 5, 6, 7 times. He's a heck of a dude, and man, he is smart. I mean, look at. I mean, he's YouTube. He's got his business. He's got eBay and Amazon. I mean, not scared to make a deal. He's a great entrepreneur, but he'll tell you. I bet he would be willing to tell you how much it costs just to run the brick and mortar part. You folks, it will surprise the hell out of you. There's a reason why it's called Black Friday. Do y'all not know what Black Friday? That's where most brick and mortars break even.
Yeah. Well, for the year.
For the year, folks.
Yep.
But I can say that in Pete's case, though, it's probably where he gets most of his sourcing is people coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so he doesn't really have to deal with it. He still buys things outside of there, but I bet most of his inventory comes from just walk-ins. Without the brick and mortar, he has to source differently.
But he also is very smart in buying. You know, he's made a lot of money when buying makeup palettes, and he seeks opportunity. He doesn't. He's a great example for people to follow. If you look at the things he buys and where he gets it from, you know, people go, "Oh, but he wouldn't make it if he didn't have that store." Man, he is aggressive in buying and seeking out deals and buying. I've watched that dude years ago getting shit out of dumpsters.
Yep, I remember that.
He's done it all, man. I have a lot of respect. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Pete.
Didn't you guys have a little thing going? Not you and Pete, but you guys. I think you were involved where you guys are starting some channel where you're dumpster diving like years ago. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened with that?
A couple episodes, right?
That was the one where I ate the chicken sandwich out of the dumpster.
I don't remember eating the chicken sandwich, but so when did that become go from a good idea to this shit ain't working?
We want to be honest. So it started out as Shane, Wade, me. We had what's his name in Oklahoma as the MC, and then Lindy Glenn. So some big YouTubers at the time, and so we all submitted our film of independently, you know, going to dumpsters in our area, and Wade's wife, she's a hell of an editor. If you don't watch Wade's videos, you know, Wade's a very personal guy and always one on the camera. His wife edits all their videos. She's crazy good at it. So she put all these things together like it was a TV show. Mm-hmm. And man, Oak Bro Picker, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you in a long time, man. Somebody been around a long time. You want to find somebody who finds a lot of great ass. Brian's one hell of a clothes picker, man. He's up there with Ronnie and picking clothes. Not to mention his daughter went to the greatest university here around, right? But so we submitted all this video, and the first video came out, and all of a sudden Lindy goes nuts. I can't believe you showed me cussing and all this stuff. You should have cut this out. And so she quits. I'm like, wait a minute. Lindy, you filmed yourself cussing like a fucking sailor, and then what do you expect? Because she's very, very wholesome in her videos and doesn't cuss. But then she made a video cussing like a sailor. I'm like, whose fault is that? And so, and then it kind of went down, and it was hard to get people. When you're dealing with 5 people trying to turn in video at the same time, and okay, so I admit I didn't like dumpster diving, and I'm not great at it, and so yeah, I sucked at dumpster diving. So I liked the concept, but I didn't want to go dumpster diving. So there was a lot of that. Oh yeah, she should have the dildo too. Yeah. I had a lot of negative things going. It's a good idea, I thought, and a concept, but probably not the right people to do it. If you actually had true dumpster divers doing it, it's probably a good thing. Somebody could do that.
But when you're forcing some shorts out of the footage,
just post. When you're forcing people who don't do something to try to do something, if it would have been like a thrift battle or something that we were all extremely good at. But none of us were dumpster divers trying to dumpster dive, and that didn't. The most of it any of us that dumpster dive for was for boxes. So, I mean, all good people. I like all the people that were in it, but it was just a. After the idea, once we started trying to implement everything, it was not to mention everybody was. I'm still trying to run a business by myself and keep everything going. On top of all that craziness. Hey Brian, hey, it's 2024. I'm supposed to be doing good now. Come on, man. So Brian, are you trying to say Dave is the next loser? Is that what you're saying?
What the hell, man?
I know, right? Damn it, Dave.
That boy ain't right, man. I'll tell you what.
But yeah, so the lesson there for everyone there for that show is to, stick in your lane. It's not a bad thing to be in your lane. Everybody wants to be Pete. Pete has his store and he has a business plan, everything back behind him. He had business partners to help him with that. You're not going to be there. What are your strengths? What are your opportunities? He lives in an affluent area too. If you live with what's the name in nowhere, Kansas, and are people going to bring in the same type of stuff that you see outside of Chicago?
Right.
Yeah, Brian, I miss that every week, man. Fucking sucks. That's all I can say. Sucks. Life has a tendency to suck, and that's one of them. Yeah, I think somebody asked me today, was it what would Dusty be knowing that if he made it, because Tristan had already passed when he went to the emergency room to the hospital, was admitted. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a good one either. I don't know a lot of things, but all couples have their ups and downs. I can tell you one thing: Dusty loved Tristan when they were a great match for a couple, for sure. A lot of good times. Yeah, Brian, it was sad. I'm kind of glad all that stuff's down now. And I would tell you can find him on some of the live shows of this channel, but when all that crazy stuff went viral, I went and deleted all my lives from that point forward. So if you'll notice, if you go back and look at all my lives, they start again in 2019 or 20 or 21, whatever it was when he got sick. Nothing before that, because they were, the mob came for him. Yeah, Brian, I agree. I think maybe Chad Golden Finger Picker, his channel might have had some of the real old stuff. I don't know if Paul still got anything on his channel, but there were some. Dusty and Chad did a lot of stuff before that crazy breakup went. Man, that was when Dusty had on those his naked ass on the Selena pants or whatever the hell it was. Oh my god!
You said the mob. Yeah. What do you mean the mob? What did the mob do? The mob
because they were anti-vaccine. It was published all over because there were videos of them saying they were against the vax, they never take the vax, and then they both passed. Well, she passed the COVID. I believe he was killed with the resmetiviir and all the crazy mess that the hospital did to him. But there were all these websites using them as an example of why you should get vaccinated, because look at these outspoken rednecks from Alabama who died because they wouldn't listen. I mean, you can still Google their names now, and it made all the way to England and everywhere else articles on about it. It was absolutely, like Brian said, they made him the poster boy of this really, really sad, because because the whole time I knew Dusty, he did nothing but try to help people. He went out of his, he had run charity thrift stores and on and on, and all his channel could have been huge, but he purposely made it less, and he just wanted to reach the people he could reach and to help people and help them with reselling and give them information. He didn't care anything about being a YouTuber. He didn't care anything about being a huge personality. He had the personality to do it. He just really decided that that was not his calling, but he truly wanted to help people. That's why he ran a YouTube channel. Yeah, the Selena jacket with no pants. Yeah, Logan and Dusty, that was it. It was the jacket, not. Yeah, that sent Chad over the edge. If John, I don't know how much you know about Golden Finger Picker Chad, but he's a crazy huge Selena fan. I don't know how he became a Selena fan, but he's a huge fan of Selena. And he has a lot of her merchandise and memorabilia. All right, well, this is a good place to end, folks. Take your business serious. Get your financial house in order. I think this year is going to be another year of weeding out. It's going to be another. It's going to be another year of great opportunity, but also a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to struggle, and I don't know what the dividing line is between the struggling and the people that make it. But I know that the people that have leaner businesses, get rid of debt and really get rid of expenses you don't need. Evaluate everything you do. Join us on Monday night, Profit First. We'll talk a lot more about this. I'm telling you right now, you're in business to make a profit and support your family and do those kind of things. So it's important that you succeed. I think that's it. Anybody else got anything to say?
See you next time.
All right.
I would hit the button, but I'm far enough now. I can tell you Roll Tide. Damn it,
Wolverines.
Take it easy.
Amish Mafia out.